The black SUV tore through the parking lot with a 7-year-old boy screaming in the back seat. His little sister stood frozen at the fairground entrance, tears streaming down her face as she watched her brother disappear. Then she saw them 13 leather-clad bikers flipping burgers at a charity booth. Men the whole town feared. Men with prison records and violent pasts. She had one choice. She ran straight toward them, screaming words that would change everything. They took my brother. Before we dive into this incredible true story, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Stay with me until the very end, because what happens next will restore your faith in humanity. And comment below what city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Now let's begin. Hawk flipped another burger and his hand cramped. 2 with mustard, he called out. The woman grabbed her plates and pulled her kids away fast, like always. Still scaring the locals, boss, Wrench said beside him. Shut up and cook. 3 years they'd been doing this. 3 years of charity booths and community service and proving to Millbrook that the Iron Riders weren't monsters anymore. Some days, Hawk believed it himself. Think we'll ever stop being the bad guys? Wrench asked. Probably not. A kid laughed somewhere. Cotton candy vendor shouted a deal. Normal Saturday stuff. The kind of normal Hawk had spent 30 years destroying before he decided to try fixing it. He checked his watch. 4:30. 2 more hours and the scream cut everything. Hawk's head snapped up. Little girl running. Maybe 8. Blonde hair wild. Sundress torn. Face red from crying so hard she couldn't breathe. Running straight at them. Please, she screamed. Help me! People backed away. Security guard reached for his radio. The girl stumbled. Caught herself. Kept coming. Bare feet slapping hot asphalt. 1 sandal missing. Hawk dropped his spatula and stepped out. Slow down, he said. Hands up. What's wrong? She crashed into him, grabbed his vest, looked up with eyes full of terror. They took my brother. She gasped for air. They took Danny. Please, you have to help. They put him in a car and drove away and nobody's doing anything. And who took him? Hawk knelt down. Knees cracked. Where's your mom? I don't know. We were by the Ferris wheel and these men came and Mom tried to stop them, but they pushed her and they grabbed Danny and threw him in a car and... What car? Wrench was there, voice sharp. Black, big and black. Fresh tears came. It had a sticker. A snake. Hawk and Wrench locked eyes. Snake. Serpents MC. Jesus, Wrench whispered. Security guard arrived. Everything okay? Call 911, Hawk snapped. Child abduction. Black SUV heading north. Tell them it's the Serpents. Guard's face went white. The Serpents, are you? Now. Guard fumbled his radio. Hawk looked at the girl, kept his voice gentle. What's your name? Jenna. Jenna Coleman. Coleman. The name hit hard. Your daddy, Rick Coleman. She nodded. Wrench grabbed Hawk's shoulder. No way. Rick's kid. Hawk stood slow. Rick Coleman. Used to ride with them 6 years back. Good brother, left to get married, live straight. Then 2 years ago, Rick testified in federal court. Put dangerous people away, including Marcus Viper Santana, leader of the Serpents. Where's your dad? Hawk asked. Work. He drives trucks. Won't be back till tonight. Your mom. She's hurt. She fell and can't get up, and everyone's just standing there and... Mo, Hawk shouted. Get over here. Big Mo came running, 300 pounds moving fast. Woman down by the Ferris wheel, Hawk told him. This kid's mom. Take care of her. Don't leave her. Mo took off. Hawk looked at Jenna. Your brother, how old? 7. He's scared of the dark and has asthma and needs his inhaler and... Her voice broke. She collapsed against his chest, sobbing. Hawk didn't move for 3 seconds. He wasn't good with kids. Wasn't good with tears. Then something old woke up inside. Something from before the prison time, before the violence. Back when protecting people had been his job. He put his hand on her head. We're getting your brother back, he said quiet. Understand? We're bringing Danny home. She looked up. Promise. Hawk knew better. He promised anyway. I promise. Behind him, engines started. Mini Climax 1. The Decision. 90 seconds, Hawk shouted. All 13 bikes fired up. Wrench hit his phone calling contacts. Tank opened his laptop on his bike, pulling traffic cams. Diesel checked under his jacket where he shouldn't have anything but did. Hawk dialed. 4 rings. Millbrook PD Detective Barnes. Barnes. Hawk Morrison. Silence. You're kidding. Black Suburban grabbed a 7-year-old from the fair. Serpents, MC. Snake emblem. North on Route 47, 4 minutes ago. How do you... Kid's sister saw it. She's here. Mother's injured. Mo's with her. Long pause. Sarah Barnes had cut Hawk the deal 3 years back. Flip on suppliers, disband the club's criminal side, stay out of prison. Hawk took it. Cost him half his brothers and all his reputation, but kept him free. Sending units, Barnes said. All business now. Where are you? Heading north on 47, going after them. Hawk don't. Boy's name is Danny Coleman. Father is Rick Coleman. Used to ride with us. Rick testified against Viper 2 years ago. This is payback, Barnes. Serpents took that kid to hurt Rick. He heard typing. Fast. Christ, she breathed. Coleman's in witness protection. Was. They found him. Hawk, those men are armed and extremely... We're buying you time. 4 minutes is everything in a kidnapping. You know it. We keep eyes on that vehicle till your units intercept. You're not cops. No, but we're what that kid's got right now. Silence. Barnes sighed. License plate. Tanks pulling footage. I can't believe I'm doing this, but stay on the line. And Hawk. Yeah. Don't do anything stupid. Hawk ended the call, swung onto his bike. Wrench pulled up beside him. Gas station on 47 saw a black Suburban blow through heading toward Industrial. 2 men front, something moving in back. How long? 3 minutes. Hawk revved his engine. Deep rumble. People staring. Phones recording. Let them. Listen up, Hawk called. 3 teams. Wrench takes highway. Tank takes back roads. I take point on 47. We find that Suburban, we call it in and follow. No heroics, no cowboy crap. We are ghosts. Clear. Clear. One more thing. Hawk's voice dropped. These are serpents. They're armed. They will shoot. Anyone wants out, now's the time. No shame. Nobody moved. Wrench grinned. Brother, we've been flipping burgers 3 years waiting to be useful. You think we're backing out? Hawk felt something he hadn't felt in years. Pride. Then let's ride. 13 Harleys roared out, leaving dust and burned rubber. Jenna stood holding Mo's hand, watching them disappear. Please, she whispered, bring him back. Mini Climax 2 First Blood. Wind screamed past Hawk's face at 85. Phone mounted on handlebars. Speaker on. 3-way call with Barnes and the crew. Tank, talk to me. Tank's voice crackled. Traffic cam from 47 and Bleecker. Black Suburban, no front plate, heading northeast toward Industrial. That's Serpent territory. Back plate. Obscured. Intentional. Course it was. Barnes, you getting this? Received. Units en route. ETA 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Might as well be 8 hours. Wrench cut in. Boss, if they're heading Industrial, there's 3 ways out. Overpass River Road or Old Tunnel under the tracks. Which you taken? Tunnel. No cameras. Then that's where we go. Everyone converge on tunnel access. Quiet. Industrial District was a ghost town. Abandoned factories. The Serpents owned it. Not legally. Every way that mattered. Cops didn't patrol there. Witnesses didn't exist. Perfect place to disappear a kid. Hawk's jaw clenched. Not today. Phone buzzed. Mo texted Mom, okay. Sprained ankle. Kid Kid asking for updates. Hawk texted back, close, wasn't sure if true. Had to believe it. Down. Mini climax. 3 The Suburban. They found it 7 minutes later. Not the tunnel. Morrison meatpacking plant. Abandoned warehouse. Rusted fence. Signs nobody enforced. Tank spotted it. Eyes on. East side Morrison plant. Engine running. Hawk slowed. Pulled behind old grain silo 200 yards out. Crew followed. Killed engines. Silence. Wind. Crows. Hawk grabbed binoculars. Suburban parked at loading dock. Driver door open. One man outside smoking. Big guy. Serpent vest. One hostile outside. Hawk whispered into phone. Can't see inside vehicle or building. Back up 6 minutes, Barnes said. Hawk, you need to hold in. A scream. High. Terrified. Child. Danny. Screw this. Diesel reached under his jacket. Stand down, Hawk snapped. We do this smart or not at all. That's a kid screaming. I know we go in shooting, he dies. We wait for... Side door burst open. Another man dragged Danny out by his arm. Boy crying, struggling, trying to pull away. Man backhanded him. Danny went down hard. Something in Hawk broke. 30 years of control. 30 years of thinking first. 30 years of trying to be better. Gone. Change of plans, Hawk said quiet. Hawk. Barnes started. He ended the call. Wrench looked at him. Boss. Hawk stared at the warehouse. The men. The boy on the ground sobbing. He thought about Jenna's face, her trust when she grabbed his vest, the promise. We're going in. The cops. 6 minutes away. Kid doesn't have 6 minutes. Hawk looked at his crew. Men who'd followed him through bar fights and prison. Not asking you to come, but I'm going. Anyone wants to stay can stay. Silence. Wrench grinned. Hell, I was bored anyway. Tank cracked knuckles. Let's get that boy. Diesel checked his piece. About time. One by one they nodded. That old fire burned in Hawk's chest. The one that got him in trouble. Put him in prison twice. Made him who he was. Here's how this goes, he said. Mini Climax 4, The Split. 3 teams. Hawk wrenched Diesel from the front, loud, drawing attention. Tank and 4 others circle to loading dock. Quiet. Unseen. 5 more secure perimeter. Watch for backup. We're not killing anyone, Hawk said. Get the kid. Get out. Only fire if fired on. Clear. Everyone nodded. Wrench, you got that air horn. Wrench pulled it from his bag. Never leave home without it. 2 minutes to position, then blow it. Loud. Draw them out. Then, we improvise. Terrible plan. Only one they had. Hawk moved through shadows toward the warehouse. Diesel behind. Heart hammering. Hands steady. He'd fought in Iraq. Fought biker wars. Fought cops and criminals. But this felt different. This was for a 7-year-old who couldn't fight back. They reached the corner. Hawk peeked. Man dragging Danny toward Suburban. Boy still crying. Still fighting. Nose bleeding. Hawk's hand twitched toward his empty holster. Old habits. Air horn blasted. Both serpents spun. Hands to waistbands. What they? Hawk stepped out. Looking for me. Serpents stared. Recognition. Morrison. One spat. Hell you doing here? Returning lost property, the kid. Let him go walk away. Nobody gets hurt. Man holding Danny laughed. You got balls, old man. This is serpent business. Walk away while you can. Can't do that. Then you die today. Hawk shrugged. Wouldn't be the first time someone said that. Serpent reached for his gun. Tank's voice roared behind them. Freeze! 5 iron riders came from the loading dock. Spread out, covering angles. Serpents hesitated. 7 against 2. Bad odds. Man holding Danny tightened his grip. Back off or the kid gets it. You hurt him. You don't walk out, Hawk said, voice flat, cold. Let him go. You live. That's the deal. Screw your deal. Serpent pulled a knife, held it to Danny's throat. Danny whimpered. Everything slowed. Hawk saw it all. Fear in the kid's eyes. Serpent's finger on the knife. Distance between them. 20 feet. Too far to rush. Close enough to die trying. Please, Danny whispered. I want my dad. Serpent pressed the blade closer. Mini-climax 5, the shot. Gunshot cracked. Serpent screamed, dropped the knife, grabbed his hand. Everyone spun. Detective Sarah Barnes stood 30 feet away, service weapon raised. 3 cruisers pulling in, lights flashing. Millbrook PD on the ground now. Serpents dropped. Danny ran, straight to Hawk. Old biker caught him. Boy wrapped arms around his neck, sobbing into his shoulder. I got you, Hawk whispered. Got you, kid. You're safe. Police swarmed. Handcuffs clicked. Miranda writes. Barnes walked up, holstered her weapon. You're welcome, she said. Hawk looked at her. Thought backup was 6 minutes. I lied. We were 3 minutes behind you the whole time. She smiled slightly. Really think I'd let you cowboys handle this alone? Could have told me. And ruin your entrance. Please. Hawk almost laughed. Barnes looked at Danny, still clinging to Hawk. Paramedics here. Need to check him. Don't want to let go, Danny whispered. Don't have to, Hawk said. I'll carry you. He did. Across the lot. Past flashing lights. Past serpents and cruisers. To the ambulance where Mo waited with Jenna and their mother. Jenna saw her brother and screamed. Ran. Danny dropped from Hawk's arms. Ran to meet her. They collided, holding each other, crying. Their mother collapsed beside them, pulling both close, sobbing into their hair. Thank you, she whispered, looking up at Hawk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hawk nodded, didn't trust his voice. Turned and walked to his bike, hands shaking now, adrenaline crash. Wrench appeared. Hell of a thing, boss. Yeah. Think the cops charge us? Probably. Worth it. Hawk looked back at the Colemans. Jenna and Danny safe in their mother's arms. Yeah, he said quiet. It was. Mini-climax 6, the call. Hawk's phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. Then something told him to. Yeah. Breathing on the other end. Then a voice like gravel and smoke. Jake Morrison. Hawk's blood went cold. He knew that voice. Viper. Marcus Santana laughed. Low. Dangerous. Heard you been playing hero today. Embarrassing my boys. Taking what's mine. That kid wasn't yours. Everything in this county is mine. You know that. Thought you learned your lesson 3 years ago when you rolled over like a dog. Hawk's jaw clenched. What do you want? Want. Viper's voice dropped. I want you to understand something, Jake. You just declared war. You and your little Girl Scout troop thought you could ride into my territory, assault my men, make me look weak. Your men kidnapped a child. My men were delivering a message to Rick Coleman. Rat bastard put me away for 18 months, cost me millions. You think I'm letting that slide? You're out now. Case is over. Case is never over, Viper's voice turned to ice. And now you're part of it. You and every patch-wearing fool who rode with you today. That a threat? That's a promise. See, Jake, you made a mistake. You forgot who you're dealing with. Forgot that I don't forgive. I don't forget. And I damn sure don't lose. Silence. Then Viper continued. I'm watching you right now, standing by your bike, Wrench beside you, Tank checking his phone, Mo with the Coleman family. Hawk's head snapped up, scanned the area. Nothing. Just abandoned buildings and there, top floor of the old grain silo. Glint of glass, binoculars, or a scope. You see me now? Viper laughed. Good. Wave hello, Jake. Let me see that tough guy wave. Hawk didn't move. Here's what happens next, Viper said. You're gonna watch the news tomorrow. Gonna see something that makes you realize you just made the biggest mistake of your life. And when you do, you're gonna remember this conversation. Remember that I gave you a chance to walk away. I don't walk away from kids in danger. Then you're gonna die with them. Line went dead. Hawk stood frozen, phone in his hand. Wrench noticed. Boss, you okay? Get everyone back to the clubhouse, Hawk said quiet. Now. What's wrong? Viper knows. He's watching, and he just declared war. Satown. Mini Climax 7. The first victim. They rode back in formation. Tight, alert, eyes scanning. Reached the clubhouse 20 minutes later. Old garage on the edge of town. Their home for 15 years. Tank ran inside to check security cameras. Came back out 2 minutes later. Face white. Boss, he said, we got a problem. Everyone followed him inside to the monitor room. Tank pulled up footage from 3 hours ago, right when they'd left for the fair. Man in a serpent's vest standing outside the clubhouse, spray painting something on the wall. Tank fast-forwarded. Man finished. Walked away. Got on a bike. Rode off. Tank switched to the exterior camera. Everyone went silent. Spray painted in red across their clubhouse wall. 13 heroes, 13 funerals, tick-tock. Son of a... Diesel started. Hawk's phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. He opened it. Photo of Jenna and Danny leaving the hospital with their mother. Timestamp 15 minutes ago. Below it, pretty kids. Be a shame if something happened. Hawk's hands shook. Not from fear, from rage. They're threatening the Colemans, he said. We need protection on that family, Wrench said. Round the clock. Already on it. Barnes walked through the door. 3 officers behind her. Got units posted at their house and the hospital. Coleman family's under police protection. How'd you know? Hawk asked. Barnes held up her phone. Viper sent me the same photo, with a message saying if I didn't back off, he'd start hitting civilians. She looked at the spray-painted wall. He's escalating. Fast. Then we hit him first, Diesel said. No. Hawk's voice cut through. That's what he wants. Wants us to come at him angry. Make mistakes. Give him an excuse to wipe us out and claim self-defense. So what do we do? Tank asked. Hawk looked at each of his brothers. 13 men who'd followed him into hell today. 13 men Viper just put death marks on. We do what we do best, Hawk said. Hawk, we survive. We protect that family. And we prove to Viper that he just picked a fight with the wrong crew. Barnes shook her head. Hawk, this isn't some bar brawl. Viper has resources, connections, dirty cops on his payroll. You can't... Her radio crackled. Dispatch voice urgent. All units, 1033 officer needs assistance. Shots fired at 1247 Riverside. Coleman residence. Multiple armed suspects. Repeat shots fired. Barnes went white. Hawk was already running to his bike. Move! He shouted. All 13 engines fired. Barnes grabbed her radio, running to her cruiser. This is Detective Barnes responding to Riverside. Send every available unit now. They tore out of the clubhouse parking lot. Hawk's bike hit 90 on the straightaway. One thought in his head, Jenna, Danny, their mother. Viper wasn't bluffing. He was already making good on his promise. Mini Climax 8, The Ambush, Riverside Avenue. Quiet suburban street, minivans and swing sets, until 30 seconds ago. Now gunfire, screaming, glass breaking. Hawk saw it as he rounded the corner. 2 serpent bikes parked sideways across the Coleman driveway. 3 men on foot moving toward the house. Guns out. 2 police cruisers already there. Officers behind their vehicles returning fire. Civilians running, hiding, kids crying. This wasn't a hit. This was a message. Hawk didn't slow down. He aimed his bike straight at the serpent's position. Hawk, what are you? Wrench shouted behind him. Hawk hit the throttle. 95, 100, 105. Serpent saw him coming, turned, raised weapons. Fired. Bullets sparked off asphalt beside him. Hawk didn't flinch. 50 feet. 40. 30. At the last second, he cranked the handlebars hard. Bike went sideways. Hawk kicked off. Bike slid straight into the two parked Serpent motorcycles. Metal screamed. Gas tanks ruptured. Sparks flew. Whoom! Explosion. Flames shot 30 feet high. Serpents dove for cover. Hawk hit the ground rolling. Came up running. Grabbed the nearest serpent from behind. Arm around throat. Squeezed. Man struggled. Fired wild. Bullets went high. Hawk squeezed harder. Man went limp. Dropped. Behind him, the Iron Riders arrived. 13 bikes surrounded the scene, but they didn't attack. They formed a wall between the serpents and the Coleman house. Engines idling. Headlights on. Human shield. Stand down. Barnes arrived. Weapon drawn. Everyone on the ground now. More police cruisers screamed in. 8, 10, 12. Serpents realized they were surrounded, outgunned. They dropped their weapons. Went to their knees, hands behind heads. Hawk stood there breathing hard. Adrenaline screaming. Knuckles bleeding. He looked at the Coleman house. Front window shot out. Door splintered. Bullet holes in the siding. But the family was okay. He could see them through the window, hiding behind the couch. Mom covering Jenna and Danny with her body. Safe. For now. Barnes walked up to Hawk. You just destroyed your own motorcycle ramming theirs. Yeah. That was incredibly stupid. Yeah. Also probably saved lives. Hawk didn't answer. Barnes sighed. Paramedics are checking the family. No injuries. Officers will stay posted here tonight. Not enough, Hawk said. Viper's gonna keep coming. Tonight, tomorrow, next week. He won't stop till someone's dead. Then what do you suggest? Hawk looked at his crew, at the serpents being cuffed, at the Coleman family inside. An idea formed. Crazy idea. Dangerous idea. I suggest, Hawk said slowly, we stop running, stop hiding, and we take this fight straight to Viper. That's suicide. Maybe. Or maybe it's the only way to end this. Barnes stared at him. What are you planning? Hawk's phone buzzed. Another text. Unknown number. He opened it. Video file. He hit play. Viper's face filled the screen. Sitting in some dark room, smiling. Hey Jake, Viper said to the camera. See that little show I put on at the Coleman place that was just the opening act? Tomorrow I hit the girls' school. Day after that, the moms' work. Day after that, well, you get the idea. Viper leaned closer. Only way to stop me. Come see me yourself. Bring your little biker club. We'll settle this the old way. Your crew versus mine. Winner takes all. Loser doesn't leave. He gave an address. Abandoned warehouse in the Downs. Serpent territory. Midnight tomorrow, Viper said. Don't show up, I start killing civilians. Starting with anyone who helped you today. He smiled. Clock's ticking, Jake. Make your choice. Be a hero. Or watch everyone you saved today die slow. Video ended. Hawk looked up. All his brothers were watching him. Barnes was watching him. Even the serpents in cuffs were watching him, waiting for his answer. Mini Climax 9, the decision that changes everything. We can't go, Tank said. That's a trap. Course it's a trap, Wrench agreed. He'll have 50 guys there, armed, waiting. We go in, we die, Diesel said. We don't go, civilians die. Hawk said quiet. Silence. Barnes stepped closer. Hawk, listen to me. You go into the Downs, you're dead. All of you. Viper doesn't play fair, doesn't honor old codes. He'll gun you down the second you arrive. Then arrest him, Hawk said. Use that video. He just threatened civilians. Confessed to attempted murder. That's enough. It's not. Video's untraceable. No timestamp. No location data. Good lawyer gets it thrown out in 5 minutes. So we do nothing. We do something smart. We gather evidence. Build a case. Put Viper away legal. How long that take? Barnes hesitated. Months. Maybe a year. He's killing people tomorrow. You don't know that. Could be bluffing. Hawk held up his phone, showed her the spray paint photo, the burning bikes, the shot-up Coleman house. That looked like bluffing. Barnes had no answer. Hawk turned to his crew. I'm not ordering anyone to come with me tomorrow. This is volunteer only. Any man wants out, no shame, no judgment. Walk away right now. Nobody moved. I mean it, Hawk said. We ride into the Downs. We might not ride back out. Some of you got kids, got families, got lives worth living. Don't throw it away for what? Big Mo stepped forward. For doing the right thing, for protecting people who can't protect themselves. That's what we've been trying to do for 3 years, boss. Prove we changed. Prove we're more than our past. He looked around at the others. Well, here's our chance. We can sit back, play it safe. Let the system handle it while Viper kills innocent people. Or we can stand up, face him, end this. He's right, Wrench said. I didn't go clean to hide when things got hard. I did it to be someone my daughter could be proud of. My son asked me last week if I was a good guy or bad guy, Tank added. Couldn't give him a straight answer, but if I ride tomorrow, if I stand between Viper and those kids, I'll know the answer. One by one, the others nodded. Hawk felt his throat tighten. All right then, he said. We ride at 11. Gives us 23 hours to prepare. Prepare how? Barnes asked. Hawk smiled. No humor in it. We make some calls. Call in some favors. Remind people in this town that the Iron Riders aren't the only club who hates the Serpents. Understanding dawned on Barnes's face. You're building an army. I'm evening the odds. The other clubs won't help you. They barely tolerate you since you went clean. Maybe, but they all got scores to settle with Viper. And they all got kids in this town who'll be targets if we don't stop him. Hawk pulled out his phone, started scrolling contacts. Make the calls, he told his crew. Devil's Disciples, Road Kings, Night Wolves, every club within 50 miles. Tell them what's happening. Tell them Viper's threatening civilians. Tell them tomorrow night we're ending this. And if they say no, Diesel asked, then we ride with 13. Barnes shook her head. This is insane. Probably. You're going to start a war. Viper already started it. We're just finishing it. Hawk turned to walk back to his crew. Stopped. Looked at Barnes. One thing I need from you, he said. What? When we ride into the Downs tomorrow, I need you to wait exactly 30 minutes. Then come in hard. Sirens. Lights. Every cop you got. Why 30 minutes? Because that's how long it'll take to draw every serpent out of hiding. Put them all in one place. Make them think they're winning. And then you arrest everyone who's still standing. Barnes stared at him. You're using yourself as bait. I'm using myself as justice. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she nodded. 30 minutes. Not a second more. Fair enough. Mini Climax 10, the phone calls. Hawk made the first call. Road Kings, rival club 2 towns over. Leader was a guy named Tomahawk. Mean as hell. Hated the Iron Riders almost as much as he hated the Serpents. Phone rang 4 times. What? Tomahawk answered. It's Hawk Morrison. I know who it is. What do you want? Need to talk. It's about Viper. Silence. Then, I'm listening. Hawk explained everything. The kidnapping, the rescue, Viper's threats, tomorrow's showdown. When he finished, Tomahawk was quiet for 10 seconds. So you want us to ride into Serpent territory and help you fight a war you started? I want you to help me protect innocent people from a monster. Why should I care what happens to you? You shouldn't, but you should care about your nephew, Tyler, 9 years old, goes to Millbrook Elementary, same school as Jenna Coleman. Tomahawk's voice went cold. You threatening my nephew? No, Viper is. He said he's hitting the school tomorrow. Jenna's there. Tyler's there. 40 other kids are there. Viper doesn't care about collateral damage. You know that. Silence. What time tomorrow? Tomahawk asked. 11. Where? Hawk gave the address. We'll be there, Tomahawk said. But Morrison, this doesn't make us friends. When Viper's done, we still got problems. One war at a time. Tomahawk hung up. Hawk made the next call. Devil's Disciples. then night wolves, then grave riders. One by one, he called every club in the region. Some said yes immediately, some said no, some said maybe. By 10 p.m., he had commitments from 4 clubs, 27 riders total, combined with his 13 that made 40. Better than he'd hoped. Still probably not enough. His phone rang. Unknown number again. He answered. "You're making calls," Viper said. "Building yourself a little army. That's cute. How'd you—" "I told you, Jake. I'm watching. Always watching." Viper laughed. "Go ahead. Bring 50 guys. Bring 100. Won't matter. The Downs is my kingdom. You ride in, you don't ride out." "We'll see." "Yes, we will. 11 o'clock tomorrow. Don't be late. And Jake." "What?" "Bring body bags. You're gonna need them." Line went dead. Hawk stood there in the clubhouse parking lot, alone, phone in hand. He thought about Danny Coleman's face, about Jenna's tears, about their mother's whispered thank you. He thought about all the mistakes he'd made, all the people he'd hurt, all the years wasted being someone he hated. Tomorrow he'd ride into hell. Maybe he wouldn't come back. But maybe that was okay. Maybe dying for something good was better than living for nothing. Behind him, the clubhouse door opened. Wrench stepped out. "Call's done." "Yeah." "How many we got, huh?" 40 total. Wrench whistled. "Damn, that's actually pretty good." "Not enough. Never is." Wrench lit a cigarette. "But it's what we got. We'll make it work." They stood in silence. "You scared?" Wrench asked. Hawk thought about it. "Yeah. Me too." Wrench took a drag. "But I'm also proud. For the first time in 20 years, I'm proud of what we're doing. Could get us killed. Could get us remembered." Wrench smiled. "Not as the outlaws who terrorized this town, but as the brothers who saved it." Hawk almost smiled back. "Get some sleep," he said. "Tomorrow's going to be a long day." "You sleeping?" "Eventually." Wrench nodded, flicked his cigarette, headed back inside. Hawk stood alone in the dark. Somewhere in the distance, a siren wailed. Somewhere a child was safe because of what they'd done today. Tomorrow they'd try to save more. Or die trying. Either way, the Iron Riders were done hiding, done apologizing, done being ashamed of who they were. Tomorrow they'd show Millbrook and Viper what they'd become. Not outlaws, not heroes, just brothers who refused to look away when evil came for the innocent. Hawk's phone buzzed one last time. Text from Jenna Coleman's mother. "Thank you for saving my babies. Whatever happens tomorrow, know that you already changed our lives. You gave us our son back. That's everything. God bless you." Attached photo of Danny and Jenna asleep in their beds. Safe. Home. Hawk stared at that photo for a long time. Then he saved it. Because tomorrow, when things got hard, when bullets flew and brothers fell and everything went to hell, he'd need to remember why. Remember what they were fighting for. Not glory, not revenge. Just 2 kids sleeping safe in their beds. That's all that mattered. Hawk turned and walked back into the clubhouse. Tomorrow the war began. Tonight he'd rest. And dream of a world where men like him weren't necessary. Where kids like Danny and Jenna didn't need saving. Where promises made were promises kept. He closed the door behind him. Outside, the moon rose over Millbrook. 13 motorcycles sat silent in the lot. Tomorrow they'd roar. Tomorrow they'd ride into legend. Or into death. Either way, they'd ride together. As brothers. As Iron Riders. As men who'd finally found something worth dying for. The sun came up at 6:14, and Hawk hadn't slept. He sat on the clubhouse roof, watching the sky turn from black to gray to gold. Coffee in one hand, phone in the other. Checking messages every 30 seconds. 3 new texts since midnight. First from Tomahawk. "We're in. 8 riders. Armed. See you at 11. Second from Devil's Disciples leader. "Changed my mind. Can't risk my boys. Sorry." Third from Barnes. "Got intel. Vipers calling in reinforcements from 3 states. You're riding into a massacre. Please reconsider." Hawk deleted the second message. Answered the third. "Can't stop now. See you at 11:30. He heard boots on the ladder behind him. Wrench climbed up, sat down beside him. Disciples backed out, Hawk said. Yeah, I heard. We're down to 33 riders now. Viper probably has double that. Probably. They sat in silence, watching the sunrise. You remember why we started this club? Wrench asked. Hawk nodded. Be brothers, ride free, answer to nobody. That's what I told myself for 20 years, but it was bullshit, wasn't it? Yeah. We were just scared kids pretending to be tough, hurting people because we'd been hurt, taking from the world because we thought it owed us. Hawk sipped his coffee. Where are you going with this? Just thinking. Today might be the first day we actually live up to what we said we were. Brothers protecting each other, riding for something bigger than ourselves, answering only to what's right. Or today we die stupid. Wrench smiled. That too. Down below, the parking lot started filling. Road Kings arrived first. 8 bikes. Big men with hard faces. Tomahawk at the front. Then Night Wolves. 6 riders. Then Grave Riders. 5. By 8 a.m., 33 bikers filled the clubhouse lot. Different patches, different colors. All here for the same reason. To stop a monster. Hawk climbed down from the roof, walked into the middle of the crowd. Everyone went quiet. Thank you for coming, Hawk said, loud enough for all to hear. I know most of you don't like me, don't trust me. Some of you probably hate me. A few nods. Nobody argued. That's fair. I gave you reasons to feel that way. But today that doesn't matter. Today we're not rivals. We're not enemies. We're men who give a damn about innocent people getting hurt. He pulled out his phone, showed them the video Viper sent, the threats, the deadline. This psychopath says he's hitting a school today, elementary school, 40 kids. He doesn't care who gets hurt as long as he makes his point, that we're nothing, that he owns this town, that nobody can stop him. Hawk looked around at every face. I say he's wrong. I say we stop him today, right now. We ride into his territory, draw him out, and we hold the line till the cops arrive and arrest everyone. You want us to be bait, Tomahawk said. I want us to be heroes. Someone laughed. We're not heroes, Morrison. We're criminals trying to feel better about ourselves. Maybe. But those kids at that school don't care about our past. They just want to be safe. And right now, we're the only ones standing between them and Viper. Silence. Then a Road King stepped forward. Young guy, maybe 25. My daughter goes to Millbrook Elementary. She's 6. If there's even a chance Viper's serious about hitting that school, then I'm riding. Don't care about the odds. Another voice. My nephew's there too. I'm in. One by one, they committed. 33 men. 33 reasons to fight. All right then, Hawk said. Here's the plan. He pulled out a map of the Downs, marked 3 entry points, explained the approach, the timeline, the signal. We go in at 11 exactly. Park in the center lot. Form up. Wait for Viper to show. When he does, we keep him talking. Keep him focused on us. At 11:30, Barnes brings in the cavalry. We scatter. Cops round everyone up. We walk away. What if the cops don't come? Someone asked. They will. What if Viper starts shooting before 11:30? Then we shoot back, but only if fired on. We're not murderers. We're protectors. There's a difference. What if they take hostages? Hawk paused. He'd thought about that, thought about 100 ways this could go wrong. Then we adapt. We improvise. We do whatever it takes to keep innocent people alive. Not a great answer, only honest one he had. One more thing, Hawk said. Any man wants out right now can leave. No judgment. This is volunteer only. Nobody forced to risk their life for my fight. Nobody moved. Hawk felt something swell in his chest. Pride, hope, terror, all mixed together. Then let's gear up. We ride in 2 hours. The crowd dispersed. Men checked weapons, tightened vests, called loved ones to say things just in case. Hawk walked back inside the clubhouse. His phone rang. Rick Coleman. Hawk answered. Rick. Hawk, I just heard. Rick's voice shook. Heard about the attack on my house. Heard about Viper's threats. Heard you're riding into the Downs to stop him. News travels fast. I'm coming with you. No, you're not. Those are my kids. He threatened my family. This is my fault for testifying, and I should be the one. Rick, stop. Hawk kept his voice calm. You did the right thing testifying. You put bad people away. That's honorable. What Viper's doing now, that's on him, not you. And you're not riding because your family needs you alive. Your kids just got you back. Don't make them lose you again. Silence. Then Rick's voice cracked. I should have stayed in the club, should have had your back all these years. Instead, I ran, got scared, went straight and left you guys too. You did what you had to do, raised a family, built a life. That took more courage than anything I've done. Doesn't feel that way. Trust me. Being a good father is harder than being a tough guy. You chose right, Rick. You chose your kids. That's everything. Rick was quiet for a long moment. Promise me you'll come back. Promise me you won't die for my mistakes. I'll do my best. Hawk, that's all I got, Rick. My best. But I promise you this. Your kids will be safe. Whatever happens today, Viper won't touch them. That's a guarantee. Thank you. For everything. For saving Danny. For protecting my family. For being the kind of man who actually keeps his word. The line went quiet, except for Rick crying. Then he hung up. Hawk stood there holding his phone. Tank walked up. You okay, boss? Yeah, just thinking. About how strange life is. Spent 30 years being the villain. Now I'm trying to be something else, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Tank smiled. You saved a kid yesterday. Standing up to a tyrant today. Sounds pretty right to me. Or pretty stupid. Those aren't mutually exclusive. Hawk almost laughed. Come on, Tank said. Barnes is here. Wants to talk. They walked outside. Detective Barnes stood by her cruiser. 3 other cops with her. All in street clothes. No uniforms. Thought you weren't coming till 11:30, Hawk said. I'm not, officially. Barnes pulled out her service weapon, removed the magazine, handed both to one of her officers. But unofficially, I'm taking a very long lunch break, and I'm very bad at telling time. Hawk stared at her. You're riding with us. I'm observing, as a private citizen, who happens to have tactical training and a personal interest in stopping Viper. Barnes, you'll lose your job. Probably, but I'll sleep better. She looked at the assembled bikers. Besides, someone needs to make sure you idiots don't get yourselves killed. We're not your responsibility. No, but those kids are, and if Viper's even thinking about hitting that school, I want to be there to stop him. Hawk nodded. Welcome to the crew. Barnes smiled. Don't get used to it. After today, we go back to our normal relationship where I arrest you for stupid things. Looking forward to it. She walked over to brief her officers. Hawk checked his watch. 9:15. Hour and 45 minutes. His phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Having second thoughts. Jake Smartman would run. Too bad you're not smart. Viper. Hawk texted back. See you at 11. Don't be late. Oh, I'll be there. Question is, will you? Hawk pocketed his phone. Around him, 33 riders prepared for war. Checked weapons. Said prayers. Made peace with whatever came next. Big Mo walked over. Boss, can I ask you something? Yeah. Why'd you really go clean 3 years ago? Wasn't just the deal with Barnes, was it? Hawk thought about it. About the real reason. The one he'd never told anyone. You remember Stevie? He asked. Mo nodded. Your nephew OD'd on fentanyl 4 years back. Yeah, he was 19. Good kid. Smart. Had his whole life ahead of him. Hawk's voice went quiet. And I'm the one who introduced him to the guy who sold him the pills. Thought I was helping him make connections, build street cred. Instead, I killed him. Boss, that wasn't... It was. I brought that poison into his life. And when he died, I realized something. Realized I'd spent 30 years making the world worse. Hurting people, spreading pain, and for what money, respect, pride? He looked at Mo. I went clean because I was tired of being the villain, tired of causing suffering. I wanted to be someone Stevie could have been proud of, someone who made things better instead of worse. You think he'd be proud today? Hawk smiled sad. I think he'd call me an idiot for riding into a trap, but yeah, maybe he'd be proud too. Mo clapped his shoulder. For what it's worth, boss, I'm proud. We all are. Don't be proud till we make it back. Deal. 10 o'clock came. Hawk gathered everyone in the lot. 33 bikers plus Barnes. 34 people willing to risk everything for strangers. Mount up, Hawk said. We ride in 5. Everyone moved to their bikes. Hawk walked to his. The spare he'd borrowed from Tank since his went up in flames yesterday. He swung his leg over, felt the engine rumble to life. This was it. No turning back. Wrench pulled up beside him. Remember when we were 20 and thought we were invincible? Yeah. We were idiots. Yeah. But damn, we had fun. Hawk smiled. Best years of my life. Mine too, brother. Mine too. They sat there, engines idling. You scared? Wrench asked. Terrified. Good. Means you're sane. Wrench revved his engine. Let's go be insane. Hawk raised his fist. Signal to ride. 34 engines roared. They rolled out of the clubhouse lot in formation. Different clubs riding together for the first time in history. Road Kings on the left, Night Wolves on the right, Grave Riders in back. Iron Riders up front with Hawk leading. They rode through downtown Millbrook, past the fair, past the hospital where Danny recovered, past the elementary school where 40 kids learned math and science, not knowing that right now 34 strangers were riding to protect them. People stopped on sidewalks, pointed, recorded on phones. Some looked scared, some looked confused. A few looked hopeful. Old man on a corner raised his fist in solidarity. Vietnam vet, maybe. Recognized the look. Kid on a bike waved. Mother pulled her daughter close. The world watching, judging, waiting to see if the outlaws were heroes or just fools riding to their deaths. Hawk didn't know which yet. Guess they'd find out. They reached the edge of the downs at 10:50. Abandoned warehouses, empty lots, graffiti and broken glass, serpent territory. The bike slowed, formed up. Hawk at point. He could see the meeting spot ahead. Old textile factory. Parking lot big enough for 50 bikes. Empty now. Too empty. Something's wrong, Tank said over the radio. Where are they? Waiting, Hawk said. Watching. Let us commit before they show. That's a bad sign, boss. Everything about this is a bad sign. They rolled into the lot. Parked in formation. Killed engines. Silence. Just wind and distant traffic. Hawk checked his watch. 11 exactly. Where's Viper? Someone muttered. Patience, Hawk said. He'll show. Wants us nervous first. They waited. 1 minute. 2. 5. Nothing. Barnes stepped closer to Hawk. I don't like this. Feels like... Crack. Gunshot. Everyone dove. Bullets sparked off concrete 2 feet from Hawk's boot. Sniper! Tank yelled. Everyone scrambled for cover. Behind bikes. Behind concrete barriers. Another shot. Another. Coming from the textile factory roof. Return fire, someone shouted. No! Hawk roared. Nobody fires. That's what he wants. More shots. Bullets everywhere. Pinging off metal. Shattering headlights. Then engines. Lots of engines, from every direction. Serpent bikes poured into the lot. 20, 30, 40, surrounding them. Hawk's heart sank. They'd walked right into it. Viper appeared on a custom chopper, rolling slow through his men, big smile on his face. He stopped 20 feet from Hawk, killed his engine. Well, 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 Viper said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Look what we got here. Every third-rate biker club in the state come to play hero. This is precious. He looked around at the serpents. Boys, you seeing this? They actually thought they could ride into our territory. Challenge us. And what? We'd just roll over. Laughter from the serpents. Hawk stood up from cover, walked forward. We're not here to challenge you, Viper. We're here to stop you from hurting innocent people. Innocent people, Viper spat. There's no such thing. Everyone's guilty of something. You know that better than anyone, Jake. How many people you hurt in your life? How many families you destroyed? How many kids went hungry because you robbed their parents? Hawk didn't answer, because Viper was right. That's what I thought, Viper smiled. See, that's the difference between us, Jake. I own what I am. Don't pretend to be something noble. But you put on this act, this reformed sinner routine, makes me sick. I'm not pretending, I changed. No, you just got scared, got old, got weak, and now you're trying to feel better about yourself by playing hero. Think what you want, just leave the Coleman family alone. Leave those kids alone, your fight's with me. Viper laughed. My fight's with whoever I say it is, and right now it's with everyone stupid enough to ride with you. He gestured to his men. They raised weapons. 40 guns pointed at 34 bikers. Here's what happens next, Viper said. You all get on your knees, hands behind your heads. We tie you up, take you inside, and we have ourselves a little conversation about respect and territory and knowing your place. And if we don't, Tomahawk called out, then we kill you right here, all of you. Leave your bodies in this lot as a message to anyone else who thinks about challenging us. Hawk looked around. 40 guns. No way to win this fight. But going inside with Viper meant torture. Meant death anyway, just slower. He was about to speak when Barnes stepped forward. Millbrook PD, she shouted. Everyone drop your weapons. Viper looked at her. Laughed. You serious? You're one cop. I got 40 men. You really think? Sirens. Lots of sirens. From every direction. Police cruisers poured into the lot. 10, 15, 20, blocking every exit. Officers poured out. Weapons drawn. This is the Millbrook Police Department, a voice boomed over loudspeaker. Drop your weapons and get on the ground now. Viper's face went white. He looked at Hawk. You set me up. No, I gave you a chance to walk away. You chose this. Everyone on the ground, the loudspeaker repeated. Serpents looked at each other. Some started lowering weapons. Some kept them up. Viper raised his gun, pointed it at Hawk. If I'm going down, you're coming with me. Time slowed. Hawk saw Viper's finger on the trigger. Saw the barrel aimed at his chest. Saw death coming. He didn't move. Didn't run. Just stood there. If this was how it ended, so be it. He'd saved Danny Coleman. Saved Jenna. Protected innocent people. That was enough. Viper squeezed the trigger. Bang! But it wasn't Viper's gun. It was Barnes. She'd drawn her backup piece. Fired. Bullet hit Viper's hand. Gun went flying. Viper screamed, grabbed his bleeding hand. On the ground! Barnes shouted. Now! Viper dropped. His men dropped. 40 serpents on their knees, hands behind heads. Police swarmed. Cuffs clicked. It was over. Just like that. Over. Hawk stood there shaking. Couldn't believe it worked. Barnes walked up to him. You okay? Yeah, thanks for the save. Thank me by not doing stupid things like this again. Can't promise that. She smiled. Turned to her officers. Read them their rights. All of them. And someone call the feds. These serpents got warrants in 3 states. Chaos erupted. Arrests. Shouting. Camera phones recording everything. In the middle of it all, Hawk's phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer. Then something made him. Yeah. Is it done? A woman's voice asked. Scared. Hopeful. Mrs. Coleman. It's done, Hawk said. Viper's in custody. Your family's safe. She started crying. Happy crying. Relief crying. Thank you, she sobbed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just doing what's right, ma'am. Can I tell the kids? Can I tell Danny and Jenna, you kept your promise? Hawk smiled. Yeah, you can tell them. She hung up, still crying. Hawk looked around at the scene, at the serpents in cuffs, at his brothers standing tall, at the cops taking statements. They'd done it. Actually done it. Wrench appeared beside him, blood on his face from diving behind his bike, but smiling. Hell of a thing, boss. Yeah. Think we're heroes now? No, just less villainous. Wrench laughed. Tomahawk walked over, extended his hand. Hawk shook it. You got balls, Morrison, Tomahawk said. Crazy, stupid, but balls. Thanks for having our back. Don't mention it, literally. Don't tell anyone Road Kings rode with Iron Riders. Ruin our reputation. Deal. One by one, the other club leaders came over, shook hands, shared nods of respect. Different patches, same purpose. For one day they'd been united. Tomorrow they'd go back to being rivals. But today, they'd been brothers. Barnes walked back over. Media's here, cameras everywhere. You guys are about to be famous. Great, Hawk muttered. Just what we need. Could be good, shows the community that bikers aren't all bad, shows people can change. Or shows we're idiots who got lucky. That too, Barnes smiled. Either way, you kept your promise. Stopped Viper. Saved those kids. That counts for something. Does it count enough to keep us out of jail? For today. Tomorrow we'll see. Fair enough. A reporter pushed through the crowd. Camera crew behind her. Excuse me, sir. Are you Jake Morrison, leader of the Iron Riders? Hawk tried to walk away. She followed. Sir, the public wants to know. Why did you risk your life today? What made you stand up to the serpents? Hawk stopped, looked at the camera. He thought about Danny Coleman, about Jenna, about promises made. A little girl asked me for help, he said quiet. I said yes, that's all. But you're a convicted felon. You have a violent past. Why should people trust you? They shouldn't. I don't trust me half the time. But trust isn't the point. Doing right is, and today we did right. Do you consider yourself a hero? No, ma'am. I consider myself a man trying to be better than his worst day, trying to prove people can change, trying to protect those who can't protect themselves. And the other clubs who rode with you, the Road Kings Night Wolves. They're brothers who give a damn. That's all anyone needs to know. The reporter started to ask another question. Hawk walked away. Let her chase someone else. He found his bike. Tank spare. Climbed on. Wrench appeared. Where you going? Somewhere quiet. Need to think. Want company? Nah, I'm good. Wrench nodded. See you back at the clubhouse. Hawk fired up the engine. Rolled out of the lot. Behind him, police worked the scene. Media recorded everything. Bikers gave statements. But Hawk was done. He'd done what he came to do. Now he just wanted peace. He rode through the downs, through downtown, out to the edge of town where the road turned to dirt and civilization faded. Pulled over at a scenic overlook. Killed the engine. Sat there in silence looking at Millbrook spread out below. His phone buzzed. Text from Rick Coleman. Kids want to see you. Say thank you in person. Can you come by? Hawk stared at the message. Part of him wanted to say no. Wanted to disappear. Let them remember him as the hero who saved them, not the broken man who barely held it together. But another part knew he needed to see them. Needed to look Danny and Jenna in the eyes and know it was real. Know it mattered. He texted back. On my way. 15 minutes later, he pulled up to the Coleman house. Still had bullet holes in the siding. Broken window boarded up, but alive. Standing. Home. Rick met him at the door, pulled him into a hug. Thank you, brother, Rick said, voice thick. For everything. Just keeping a promise. Most people don't, but you did. They went inside. Mrs. Coleman sat on the couch, ankle wrapped, but smiling. Danny and Jenna jumped up when they saw Hawk, ran to him. He knelt down and they crashed into him, both talking at once. You did it. You stopped the bad guys. Mom said you kept your promise. Are you really a hero? Hawk couldn't speak, throat too tight. He just held them. These two kids who'd trusted him, who'd believed in him when he barely believed in himself. I'm not a hero, he finally said. I'm just a guy who tries. That's what heroes do, Jenna said. They try. Hawk looked at Rick. Rick smiled, tears in his eyes. Stay for dinner, Mrs. Coleman said. Please, it's the least we can do. I don't want to impose. You saved our children, you'll never impose. So Hawk stayed. Ate spaghetti with the Colemans. Listened to Danny talk about school. Watched Jenna draw pictures of motorcycles. Felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. Purpose. Like maybe all the mistakes didn't define him. Maybe he could be something more. After dinner, the kids went to bed. Rick walked Hawk outside. You know what the crazy thing is, Rick said. I spent 6 years running from my past, trying to be someone different, someone respectable, and it didn't matter. The past found me anyway. Always does. But you taught me something today, you and the crew. You showed me that it's not about running from who you were. It's about choosing who you're going to be. Took me a long time to learn that. Worth it though, right? Hawk thought about it. About the pain and the prison time and the years of regret. About Danny's smile and Jenna's hug and the look in Mrs. Coleman's eyes when she thanked him. Yeah, he said. Worth it. They shook hands. Hawk got on his bike. Rode back toward the clubhouse through empty streets. His phone rang. Barnes. What's up, detective? Got some news. Feds searched Viper's properties. Found evidence linking him to 6 kidnappings. 4 murders. Enough to put him away for life without parole. Good. But there's more. They found documents showing he'd been planning the Coleman kidnapping for 8 months. Had maps, schedules, photos. This wasn't revenge, Hawk. This was calculated. What are you saying? I'm saying Viper was never going to stop. Even if Rick hadn't testified. Even if you hadn't intervened. He was going to hit that family regardless. Just to send a message about his power. Hawk processed that. So we didn't cause this. No. You stopped it. If you hadn't been there yesterday, if you hadn't made that promise to Jenna, that boy would be dead right now, and Viper would still be free. But, no buts, Hawk. You saved lives. Period. Don't diminish that. Hawk felt something release in his chest. Weight he'd been carrying. Thanks, Barnes. Thank me by staying out of trouble. Can't promise that. She laughed. Didn't think so. Oh, one more thing. Yeah. City Council wants to meet with you. All the clubs that rode today. Something about a community partnership program. You serious? Dead serious. Turns out when bikers save kids, people stop seeing them as threats. Who knew? Huh. Think you'll show Pud? Hawk thought about it. About standing in front of politicians and community leaders. About being judged and scrutinized. About the possibility that maybe things could actually change. Yeah, he said. I'll show. Good. Meeting's Thursday at 6. Don't be late. Yes, ma'am. She hung up. Hawk rode the last mile to the clubhouse in silence. When he arrived, the lot was full. All his brothers back, plus some of the road kings and night wolves, sharing beers, swapping stories, celebrating. Wrench saw him pull in, raised a bottle. There he is, the man of the hour. Everyone cheered. Hawk killed his engine, climbed off. Tank handed him a beer. To Hawk. Crazy son of a bitch who actually pulled it off. To Hawk, everyone shouted. They drank. Hawk stood there surrounded by men who'd risked everything today. Brothers from different clubs united by something bigger than colors or territory. United by choice. By courage. By refusal to look away when evil threatened the innocent. Speech, someone called out. No speeches, Hawk said. Come on, boss. Say something. Hawk sighed, raised his bottle. All right. Here's what I got. Today we did something most people said was impossible. We set aside our differences, rode into hell, and we came back alive. Not because we're tough, not because we're fearless, but because we gave a damn. He looked around at every face. We're not heroes. We're not saints. We're just men who decided that some things are worth fighting for. And today we proved it. To Viper, to the cops, to this town, but most importantly to ourselves. So here's to giving a damn. Here's to standing up. And here's to proving that outlaws can do the right thing when it matters most. He raised his bottle higher. To Brotherhood. To Brotherhood! Everyone roared. They drank. The party went late. Music played. Stories got told. Bonds got forged. Hawk eventually slipped away, climbed back to the roof, sat in the dark watching the stars. His phone buzzed one last time. Text from a number he didn't recognize. He opened it. Thank you for saving my grandson. You're proof that people can change. God bless you. Danny's grandmother. Hawk stared at that message for a long time. Then he saved it. Right next to the photo Mrs. Coleman sent, and the text from Jenna's teacher, and the voicemail from the principal thanking the Iron Riders. Evidence that maybe despite everything he'd done wrong, he'd finally done something right. Below him, the party continued. His brothers laughed, shared drinks, made memories. Tomorrow, they'd go back to being who they were. Mechanics and bartenders and men trying to survive. But tonight, they were legends. The bikers who saved the town. The outlaws who became heroes. The brothers who refused to quit. Hawk closed his eyes. For the first time in 30 years, he felt something close to redemption. Not complete, not total, but a start. And sometimes that's all you need. A start. A chance. A reason to keep trying. He thought about Jenna's words earlier. That's what heroes do. They try. Maybe she was right. Maybe heroism wasn't about being perfect, wasn't about never failing, wasn't about always knowing the right answer. Maybe it was just about trying, about showing up, about refusing to quit even when the odds said you should. Hawk opened his eyes, looked at the stars, and for the first time in forever, he felt hope. Real hope. That tomorrow could be better than yesterday. That change was possible. That even broken men could build something beautiful. He stood up, climbed down from the roof, rejoined his brothers. Because that's what you do. You show up. You stand with your people. You try. And sometimes against all odds, you actually make a difference. The party rolled on into the night. And somewhere in Millbrook, a 7-year-old boy slept safe in his bed, dreaming of motorcycles and heroes and the men who kept their promises. The celebration lasted until 3 a.m., but Hawk left at midnight. Something felt wrong. Couldn't shake it. He rode home to his apartment above the auto shop, climbed the stairs, unlocked the door, stopped. Someone had been here. Nothing obvious, nothing stolen. But things were moved. His mail stack was different. Chair pulled out slightly. Professional job. Hawk's blood went cold. He pulled his phone, called Tank. Boss, what's up? Someone was in my apartment, recent, maybe an hour ago. You sure? Positive. Send someone to check the clubhouse. And Wrench's place. Diesel's, everyone's. On it. Hawk hung up, walked through his apartment checking everything. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Then he saw it. Photo on his kitchen counter. Wasn't there this morning. He picked it up. His stomach dropped. Photo of him at the Coleman house tonight, eating dinner, laughing with the kids. Someone had been watching, had followed him. His phone rang. Tank. Boss, we got problems. Someone hit the clubhouse. Didn't take anything, just left messages. What kind of messages? Threats, photos, names and addresses of everyone who rode today. Jesus. What about the others? Wrench's place, same thing. Diesel's too. Someone sending a message. Hawk's mind raced. Viper's in custody. His whole crew's locked up. Viper's got brothers, boss, cousins, associates in other states. Maybe they're coming for payback. Or maybe Viper planned for this, had a contingency if he got arrested. What do we do? Call everyone. Emergency meeting at the clubhouse. 30 minutes. You got it. Hawk grabbed his keys, headed for the door, stopped. Envelope taped to the door. Hadn't been there when he came in. He ripped it open. Single sheet of paper, typed message. You took our leader. We take your hope. Watch the news tomorrow. See what heroes get. The serpent's tail. Hawk's hands shook, not from fear, from rage. He crumpled the paper, threw it. They weren't done. Viper's arrest hadn't ended this. It had just started the next phase. 23 minutes later, Hawk pulled into the clubhouse lot. Every bike already there. 34 men standing around looking tense. Tomahawk from Road King stepped forward. We all got the same treatment. Photos, threats, names of our families. Night wolves too, another leader said. Someone's targeting everyone who rode today. Barnes arrived in her personal car, ran over. Hawk. I've been getting calls. Viper's associates are making noise, talking about retaliation. Federal marshals are recommending witness protection for everyone involved in today's arrest. Witness protection? Wrench laughed. For 34 bikers, that's insane. It's the only way to guarantee safety. We're not running, Hawk said flat. We didn't do this to hide. Then you're targets. Been targets before. Barnes pulled him aside, voice low. Hawk, this is serious. These people are connected. They've got resources, money, reach. They will come for you. Let them come. Don't be stupid. I'm not being stupid. I'm being realistic. We can't spend the rest of our lives looking over our shoulders. Can't put our families in witness protection. Can't disappear. So we face it. Together. You'll die together. Maybe, but we'll die free. Barnes looked at him for a long moment. You're the most frustrating man I've ever met. Heard that before, she sighed. Fine. I'll coordinate with federal agents. Set up protection details for the Coleman family and anyone else Viper threatened. But you and your crew, you're on your own. Wouldn't have it any other way. Barnes walked back to her car, got in, drove off. Hawk turned to the assembled bikers. Here's the situation. Viper's people are coming for us. Don't know when, don't know how, but they're coming. Anyone wants to take Barnes up on witness protection, now's the time. Nobody moved. You sure? Hawk pressed. This isn't like today. This isn't a planned operation with cops backing us up. This is guerrilla warfare. They'll hit us when we're vulnerable, at home, at work, with our families. No rules, no mercy. Then we fight, Tomahawk said. Simple as that. My daughter's not growing up thinking her dad ran when things got hard, a night wolf added. One by one they committed. Hawk felt that mix of pride and terror again. All right then. We set up watches. Rotate shifts. Nobody goes anywhere alone. We protect each other's families. We stay alert. And we wait. Wait for what? Diesel asked. Wait for them to make their move. Then we respond. That's playing defense, boss. Defense keeps us alive long enough to figure out offense. Not a great plan, only one they had. Everyone dispersed to set up security, cameras, patrols, safe houses for families. Hawk stayed behind with Wrench and Tank. You really think we can win this? Wrench asked. I think we can survive it. Winning's something else. What's the difference? Winning means we destroy them completely. Surviving means we last long enough for the law to do it for us. And if the law doesn't, Hawk didn't answer. Because he didn't have one. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Yeah. Jake Morrison. Woman's voice. Cold. Professional. My name is Linda Santana, Marcus's sister. Hawk's grip tightened on the phone. What do you want? I want you to understand something. My brother's in federal custody because of you, because you couldn't mind your own business, because you had to play hero. Your brother kidnapped a child. My brother was sending a message to a rat. You escalated it. You brought in other clubs. You humiliated him. And now he's facing life in prison. He did that to himself. No, you did it to him. And now you're going to pay. That a threat? That's a guarantee. See, Jake, you made a mistake. You think because you arrested Marcus you won, but you forgot something important. What's that? The serpents are bigger than one man. We have chapters in 12 states. We have lawyers and politicians and cops on payroll. And we have a very long memory. So do we. Linda laughed. You have 13 washed-up bikers playing dress-up. We have an empire. You're nothing. And soon everyone's going to see that. We'll see. Yes, we will. Watch the news tomorrow, Jake. 6 a.m. Channel 7. You'll understand then. She hung up. Hawk stared at his phone. Who was that? Tank asked. Viper's sister. Says to watch the news at 6 a.m. That can't be good. Nothing about this is good. Wrench checked his watch. That's 5 hours from now. Then we wait 5 hours. They did. Set up in the clubhouse common room. TV on. Coffee brewing. Nobody sleeping. Other bikers came and went. Checking security. Updating positions. Waiting. 5 a.m. came. 5:30. 5:45. At 5:58, Hawk turned up the TV volume. Everyone gathered around. 6 a.m. hit. The morning news started. Cheerful anchors. Weather reports. Traffic updates. Then, breaking news this morning. Federal prosecutors have dropped all charges against Marcus Santana, leader of the Serpents Motorcycle Club, citing procedural errors in yesterday's arrest. Hawk's blood turned to ice. The anchor continued. Santana was released from custody at 4 a.m. this morning. His attorney released this statement. Video cut to a lawyer at a podium. My client was illegally detained without probable cause. The warrant was improperly executed. Evidence was tainted. The entire arrest was a politically motivated witch hunt designed to appease vigilante bikers who took the law into their own hands. Camera flashed to Viper walking out of federal detention, smiling, waving, free. In related news, the anchor said, the Millbrook Police Department is under investigation for allegedly coordinating with motorcycle clubs during yesterday's operation. Detective Sarah Barnes has been placed on administrative leave pending review. Hawk felt sick. Furthermore, the anchor continued. Civil rights attorneys are calling for criminal charges against the bikers who allegedly entrapped Mr. Santana using illegal surveillance and coercion. Video showed Hawk and his crew from yesterday. Phones had captured everything. Legal experts say these men could face federal charges, including conspiracy, unlawful detention, and violation of civil rights. The news cut to commercial. Silence in the clubhouse. Then Diesel threw a chair. Are you kidding me? They flipped it, Tank said quiet. Made us the bad guys. How is this possible? Wrench asked. We saved a kid. We stopped a kidnapper. Doesn't matter, Hawk said, voice hollow. They got better lawyers, better connections. They control the narrative now. His phone rang. Barnes, he answered. I'm watching. I know. I'm sorry, Hawk. They buried me. Internal affairs. Federal review. I'm suspended without pay. What about the evidence, the kidnapping, the threats? Defense is claiming entrapment, saying we fabricated evidence to justify illegal arrest. They're spinning this as police overreach and vigilante justice. That's insane. That's expensive lawyers. Viper's sister hired the best firm in the state. They filed motions before he was even booked. Hawk couldn't speak. There's more, Barnes said. Federal prosecutor is considering charges against you and everyone who rode yesterday. Conspiracy, unlawful detention, civil rights violations. You could be looking at 10 years. For saving a kid. For taking the law into your own hands. Barnes's voice cracked. I'm sorry. I should have seen this coming. Should have protected you better. Not your fault. Feels like it. Listen, Hawk, you need a lawyer. A good one. Soon. Don't talk to anyone. Don't make statements. Just lawyer up and... Someone pounded on the clubhouse door. Hard. Urgent. Gotta go, Hawk said. Hung up. He walked to the door, opened it. Rick Coleman stood there, face pale, hands shaking. They took them, he gasped. They took my kids. Everything stopped. What? Hawk grabbed him. What do you mean they took them? Jenna and Danny. They were supposed to be at my sister's house under police protection, but the cops got called away on some emergency, and when they came back, the kids were gone and there's no sign of them, and... Rick collapsed, started sobbing. Hawk caught him. When? Hawk demanded. 30 minutes ago. Police are searching, but they can't find anything. And I know it's the serpents. I know they took them for revenge and... Stop, breathe, tell me exactly what happened. Rick pulled himself together. Kids were at my sister's. 2 cops outside. 4 a.m. someone called in, shots fired across town. Both cops responded. Were gone maybe 20 minutes. When they came back, front door was open. Kids were gone. No signs of struggle. Security camera was disabled. Your sister, unconscious, hit on the head. She's at the hospital. Hawk's mind raced. Professional job. Inside knowledge of police movements. Perfect timing. This wasn't random. This was planned. They're using the kids to get to us, Tank said. Or to make a point, Wrench added. Show they can touch anyone. Hawk's phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. He opened it. Photo of Danny and Jenna, tied up, crying, terrified. Below it, trade. You for them, alone. Come to the old Morrison plant. 1 hour. Tell anyone and they die. Hawk showed Rick the photo. Rick grabbed the phone. Oh God, no. I'm getting them back, Hawk said. How if you go, they'll kill you. Maybe, but I'm not leaving those kids. Hawk, this is a trap, Wrench said. They want you dead. This is how they do it. I know. Then don't go. I have to. I promised Jenna I'd protect her brother. Promised both of them they'd be safe. Can't break that promise. You'll die. Probably. But those kids live. That's the trade I'm making. Tank stepped forward. We're coming with you. No. Message said alone. I bring anyone they kill the kids. Then we follow at a distance. Set up Overwatch. Be ready to... No. Hawk's voice was final. This is on me. I started this. I finish it. He looked at Rick. Call Barnes. Tell her what happened. Give her this address. Tell her to come in exactly 1 hour, not before. Hawk, please don't do this. Take care of your wife, Rick. Be there when your kids come home. That's all you gotta do. Hawk grabbed his keys, headed for his bike. Wrench blocked his path. Brother, don't. We can find another way. There is no other way, and you know it. Then let me come with you. Watch your back. I won't interfere, just... You'll get those kids killed. That's what you'll do. This has to be me, solo. That's the only way they survive. Wrench's eyes filled. I can't lose you, boss. Not after everything. Hawk pulled him into a hug. You won't lose me. You'll remember me. There's a difference. He let go, walked past, mounted his bike. Tank ran over. At least take a weapon. No point. I'm not fighting my way out. Then what's the plan? Hawk started his engine. The plan is, I trade my life for theirs. Simple as that. That's not a plan, that's suicide. Maybe, but it's the right thing to do. He looked at all his brothers standing there. Men he'd ridden with, fought with, changed with. Tell my story, he said. Tell people we tried to be better. Tell them outlaws can have honor. Tell them sometimes the bad guys choose to be good. Hawk. He gunned the engine, rode out of the lot. Behind him, his brothers shouted, ran for their bikes. But Hawk was already gone, racing through empty streets toward the Morrison plant, toward his death, toward the end of everything. He thought about Jenna's face when she first ran to him, Danny's smile at dinner last night, Mrs. Coleman's tears of gratitude. Worth it. All of it worth it. Even this. He reached the plant in 48 minutes, killed his engine outside, walked toward the entrance. Door swung open. 6 serpents stepped out, guns drawn. Where's the kids? Hawk called. Inside. Where you're going? I'm here. Let them go. The lead serpent laughed. That's not how this works. You come in, then we decide what happens. Show me they're alive first. The serpent nodded to someone inside. Danny and Jenna were pushed into the doorway, still tied, still crying, but alive. Relief flooded Hawk. Okay, he said. I'm coming in. Just don't hurt them. No promises. Hawk walked forward, hands up. No weapons. The serpents surrounded him, patted him down, found nothing. One hit him in the stomach. Hawk doubled over. Another kicked him. He went down. They dragged him inside, through dark hallways, into a large room. Viper stood in the center, smiling. Well, well, well. The hero arrives. Hawk spit blood. Let the kids go. You got me. That's the trade. Oh, Jake. You really think I'd honor a deal after what you did to me? You gave your word. Words mean nothing. Power means everything. And right now I have all the power. Viper walked closer. See, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to hurt you. Badly. Make you scream. Make you beg. And those kids are going to watch. Going to see what happens to people who cross the serpents. They're children. They're Colemans. Their father testified against me. Their uncle rode with you. They're part of this whether you like it or not. Hawk tried to stand. Got kicked down again. Then when I'm done with you, Viper continued, I'm going to send those kids back to their parents. Traumatized. Broken. Forever scared. A message to everyone in this town that the serpents always win. You're a monster. I'm a businessman. This is just business. Viper pulled out a knife. Hawk's heart raced. This was it. The end. He looked at Danny and Jenna, tried to smile, tried to show them it would be okay, even though it wouldn't. I'm sorry, he whispered. I tried. Jenna sobbed. Please don't hurt him. He saved us. He's a good man. There are no good men, little girl, only strong ones and weak ones. And your friend here, he's about to learn which one he is. Viper raised the knife. Engines roared outside. Lots of engines. Viper froze. What? The walls exploded. Not literally, but close. Bikers poured through every entrance. 30, 40, 50. Not just Iron Riders, Road Kings, Night Wolves, Grave Riders, Devil's disciples who said they wouldn't come. Everyone. And leading them, Wrench, Tank, Diesel, Barnes in street clothes holding a shotgun. Drop the knife! Barnes screamed. Viper's men raised weapons. Standoff. You were supposed to come alone, Viper shouted at Hawk. I did. Hawk smiled through bloody lips. But my brothers don't take orders well. Wrench stepped forward. You really think we'd let him die alone? We're brothers. We ride together or not at all. You just signed your death warrants, Viper screamed. Kill them. Kill them all. Nobody moved. Because behind the bikers came more people. Rick Coleman, Big Mo, civilians from town, parents whose kids went to school with Danny and Jenna, the reporter from yesterday, camera crew filming everything, the gas station attendant who'd helped track the Suburban, the teacher who'd texted thanks, Danny's grandmother, regular people, armed with phones and cameras and courage. We're live streaming this, the reporter called out. 30,000 viewers right now. Everything you do is being recorded. Everyone's watching. Viper looked around, realized he was surrounded, outnumbered, outmaneuvered. You can kill us, Hawk said, standing up slow. But you can't kill the truth. Can't kill 30,000 witnesses. Can't make this go away. Viper's hand shook. Knife still raised. Put it down, Marcus, Barnes said. It's over. Your lawyers can't spin this. Your money can't buy you out. You're done. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then sirens. Real ones this time. Federal agents poured in. FBI, U.S. Marshals, State Police. FBI, everyone on the ground. Viper dropped the knife. His men dropped their weapons. It was over. For real this time. Hawk stumbled to Danny and Jenna, cut their bonds, pulled them close. You're okay. You're safe. I got you. They clung to him, sobbing. Rick ran over, grabbed his kids, pulled them into his arms. Thank you, he wept. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hawk nodded, couldn't speak. Everything hurt. Body, mind, soul. But they'd won. Actually won. Federal agents cuffed Viper, read him his rights. Different charges this time. Kidnapping, assault, attempted murder, all on camera, all witnessed by thousands. No lawyer could spin this away. Barnes walked over to Hawk. You're an idiot. Yeah. Could have gotten yourself killed. Yeah. But you saved those kids. Again. Yeah. She smiled, pulled him into a hug. Thank you. For showing me what real courage looks like. Thought you were suspended. I am. But some things are more important than a job. She let go. Walked over to coordinate with the feds. Wrench and Tank appeared beside Hawk. You good, boss? Tank asked. Been better. Been worse. Hawk looked at them. How'd you know to come? You really think we'd let you die alone? Wrench grinned. We followed you. Called everyone. Told them what was happening. They all came. But I said, we don't care what you said. You're our brother. We protect our own. Hawk felt his throat tighten. All these people. All these strangers who'd become friends. All here because they chose to be. Not for glory, not for reward. Just because it was right. Come on, Diesel said. Let's get you to a hospital. You look like hell. Feel worse. They helped him walk outside. Morning sun was rising. Golden light across the industrial district. News crews everywhere. Cameras rolling. People watching. The reporter ran over. Mr. Morrison, can we get a statement? Hawk looked at the camera, at the thousands of people watching. Yeah, he said. I got a statement. To everyone watching this. To every kid who's scared. Every parent who's worried. Every person who thinks evil always wins. He paused, caught his breath. It doesn't. Evil doesn't win. Not when good people stand up. Not when communities unite. Not when we refuse to look away. We're not heroes. We're just regular people who decided that protecting the innocent matters more than protecting ourselves. And if we can do it, anyone can. So stand up. Speak out. Refuse to be silent when wrong things happen. Because that's how we win. Not through violence, not through revenge, through courage, through unity, through refusing to quit. The reporter wiped tears from her eyes. Hawk turned away, walked to the ambulance with his brothers. Behind him, the crowd erupted in cheers. Strangers hugging, people crying, parents holding their kids close. Hope. Real hope. That maybe the world wasn't as dark as it seemed. That maybe ordinary people could make extraordinary differences. That maybe even broken men with violent pasts could build beautiful futures. Hawk climbed into the ambulance. EMT started treating his wounds. He looked out the window at all the people, all the phones recording, all the witnesses to something bigger than themselves. You did it, boss, Wrench said. Changed everything. We did it, Hawk corrected. All of us. The ambulance doors closed. They drove away from the Morrison plant, away from Viper, away from the nightmare, toward healing, toward hope, toward whatever came next. Hawk closed his eyes, thought about Jenna's hug, Danny's smile, Rick's tears. Worth it. Every broken bone, every drop of blood, every moment of terror, all worth it, because two kids were safe. And sometimes that's all that matters. The hospital room was too quiet. Hawk sat on the edge of the bed while a nurse wrapped his ribs. 3 cracked, 1 bruised kidney, concussion, split lip, bruises everywhere. You're lucky, the nurse said. Could have been a lot worse. Hawk didn't feel lucky. He felt tired. 30 years tired. The door opened. Barnes walked in, still in street clothes. Gun gone. Badge gone. Just Sarah Barnes now, suspended cop who'd thrown away her career. "How you feeling?" she asked. "Like I got kicked by 6 guys." "You did get kicked by 6 guys." "Then I feel accurate." She almost smiled, pulled up a chair, sat down. "Federal prosecutor wants to meet with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. "Am I being charged?" "Don't know yet. Depends on what you tell them." "What do they want to know?" "Everything, the kidnapping, the rescue, the confrontation at the Downs, today, all of it." Hawk nodded. "You think they'll charge me?" "Honestly, I don't know. You broke laws, lots of them. But you also saved lives. The video from today is everywhere. 23 million views. People are calling you heroes." "We're not heroes." "Tell that to Jenna and Danny. Tell that to their parents. Tell that to the 40 kids at Millbrook Elementary who didn't get hurt because you stopped Viper." "I didn't stop him. We all did." Which is why the prosecutor's in a bind. Can't charge you without charging everyone who helped, and charging 60 people including cops and civilians for saving kidnapped children. That's political suicide. "So, what happens?" Barnes sighed. "Politics, lawyers, deals, the usual mess. But Hawk, listen to me. Whatever happens, you did the right thing. Don't let them make you think otherwise." Easy to say when you're not facing federal charges. I'm facing worse. Lost my job, my pension, my reputation. Internal Affairs is talking about criminal charges for unauthorized involvement in an ongoing investigation. Hawk looked at her. Really looked. Saw the exhaustion in her eyes, the weight on her shoulders. "I'm sorry," he said. "This is my fault. You wouldn't be in this mess if I hadn't chosen to help, if I'd stayed safe behind my desk, let those kids die." She shook her head. "No, I made my choice. Same as you. And I'd make it again. Even knowing what it cost, especially knowing what it cost, because that's how you know it mattered." The door burst open. Wrench ran in. "Boss, you gotta see this." He held up his phone. News website loaded. Headline, "Breaking Anonymous Hacker Leaks Serpents, MC Financial Records. Evidence shows years of corruption, bribery, murder for hire." Hawk took the phone, started reading. Someone had dumped everything. Bank accounts, encrypted messages, payment records to dirty cops and politicians, contracts for hits, everything. And it was verified, authenticated, undeniable. "Who leaked this?" Hawk asked. "Don't know. Someone calling themselves The Witness. Posted it on every major platform. FBI's already confirmed it's real." Barnes grabbed her phone, started scrolling. Her eyes went wide. "Holy hell. This has Viper ordering the Coleman kidnapping. Bribing judges, paying off evidence techs. He's done. Completely done." "What about his sister?" Hawk asked. "The lawyers can't spin this, can't bury it. It's everywhere. Every news outlet, every social media platform. The whole world is seeing what the serpents really are." Hawk felt something release in his chest. Hope. Real hope. "There's more," Wrench said. "Check the second file." Hawk scrolled down. Another leak. This one about police corruption. Names of cops on Serpent payroll, including the 2 who'd left the Coleman kids unguarded. They were paid off. Barnes breathed. The fake emergency call. The timing. It was all planned. By who? Linda Santana, Viper's sister. She orchestrated the second kidnapping to get you, used dirty cops to make it happen. Hawk's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. "Yeah." Distorted voice. Male or female couldn't tell. "Jake Morrison." "Who is this?" "A friend. Someone who believes in what you're doing. You're the one who leaked the files." "Yes. And there's more coming. Tomorrow I release evidence tying the serpents to 17 unsolved murders. Next week, their drug trafficking routes. Week after that, their human trafficking operation." Why help us?" "Because you showed people that ordinary citizens can fight back, that we don't have to accept corruption and violence. You inspired something, Jake, and I'm making sure it doesn't die." "Who are you?" "Someone who lost family to the serpents. Someone who's been gathering evidence for 3 years waiting for the right moment to release it. You gave me that moment. The prosecutor's going to want to know your identity. They won't find it. I'm good at staying hidden, but they'll use my evidence. Can't ignore it. It's too solid. What do you want from me? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep standing up. Keep showing people that courage matters. The world needs more Jake Morrisons. I'm nobody special. That's what makes it special. You're proof that anyone can be brave. Anyone can make a difference. Don't stop now. The line went dead. Hawk stared at his phone. What did they say? Wrench asked. That we started something, and they're making sure it continues. Barnes's phone rang. She answered, listened. Her face changed. Understood. I'll tell him. She hung up, looked at Hawk. That was the federal prosecutor. They're dropping all charges against you, against everyone who rode, against me. Silence. What? Hawk couldn't process it. Why? Public pressure. The leaked evidence. 23 million people demanding justice. They can't charge the people who stopped Viper. Not now. Not ever. So we're free. You're free. More than that, you're exonerated. Prosecutors calling it justified civilian intervention in a life-threatening situation. Wrench whooped. We won. Not yet, Barnes said. Viper's still got lawyers. Still got money. This isn't over. Her phone rang again. She answered. Listened. Smiled. It's over. Federal judge just denied bail. Viper's being held without bond pending trial. His assets are frozen. His sister's under investigation. The whole organization is collapsing. Hawk felt dizzy. From the concussion or the relief couldn't tell. We actually did it, he whispered. You actually did it, Barnes corrected. You and 33 other brave idiots who decided that kids mattered more than safety. The nurse came back. Mr. Morrison, you've got visitors. Lot of them. Should I send them away? Who is it? Everyone. The Coleman family, your biker friends, parents from the school, reporter from Channel 7. Mayor wants to talk to you. So does the city council. Hawk looked at Barnes. What do I do? You talk to them. You tell your story. You let people see that change is possible. I don't want to be famous. Too late. You already are. The door opened. Rick Coleman walked in. Both kids with him. Jenna ran straight to Hawk, hugged him carefully, avoiding his injuries. You saved us again, she whispered. Just keeping my promise, kiddo. Danny came over, handed Hawk a folded paper. I drew you something. Hawk unfolded it. Crayon drawing. Stick figures on motorcycles. Big one in front labeled Hawk. Smaller ones labeled Jenna and Danny behind him. All of them smiling. It's us, Danny said. The day you saved me. I'm going to keep it forever so I remember that good guys are real. Hawk's throat closed up. Rick put his hand on Hawk's shoulder. I don't know how to thank you. Don't know what to say that's big enough. Don't need thanks. Just seeing them safe is enough. It's not, though. You gave up everything. Risked your life twice. Got hurt protecting my family. That's not nothing. It's everything, Mrs. Coleman said from the doorway. She walked in on crutches, ankles still wrapped. You gave us our babies back. Twice. That's a debt we can never repay. Don't want repayment. Just want you all to be happy, be safe, live good lives. Jenna looked up at him. Are you going to be okay? You look really hurt. I'm tough. I'll heal. Promise? Hawk smiled. Promise. More people filled the doorway. Wrench, Tank, Diesel, Big Mo, Tomahawk, leaders from other clubs, all watching. The reporter pushed through, camera crew behind her. Mr. Morrison, I know this isn't a good time, but can we get a statement? People want to hear from you. I already gave a statement. That was this morning. Since then, the leaks happened. Charges were dropped. Viper's bail was denied. The story's changing by the hour. People need to hear your voice. Hawk looked at Barnes. She nodded. Your choice. But if you talk, you control the narrative. If you don't, someone else will. Hawk sighed. Fine. But not here. Not in a hospital room. Where then? The clubhouse, tomorrow, noon. Anyone who wants to come can come. I'll tell the whole story. Once. Then I'm done talking. The reporter smiled. Deal. We'll be there. Everyone filed out, making plans, talking strategy, leaving Hawk alone with his brothers. Wrench sat on the edge of the bed. You really going to tell the whole story? Even the parts that make us look bad? Especially those parts. People need to know we're not saints. Need to know we made mistakes. Need to know change is hard and messy and worth it anyway. You think they'll understand? Some will, some won't. But at least they'll know the truth. Tank leaned against the wall. What happens after tomorrow? After the press conference? Life. We go back to being regular people. Fix bikes, flip burgers at fairs, try to be better than we were. Think it'll be that simple? No, but I hope it will be. The nurse came back. Visiting hours are over. Mr. Morrison needs rest. Everyone said goodbye. Filed out. Barnes was last. She stopped at the door. Hey, Hawk. Yeah. Thank you. For reminding me why I became a cop. For showing me that doing right matters more than doing safe. You going to be okay without the job? She smiled. Yeah. Already got 3 job offers. Private security firms. They like cops who aren't afraid to break rules for the right reasons. That's good. What about you? What's next for Jake Morrison? Hawk thought about it. About 30 years of mistakes. About 3 years of trying to fix them. About 3 days that changed everything. Honestly, I have no idea. But for the first time in my life, I'm okay with that. Barnes nodded. Get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. She left. Hawk lay back on the bed, stared at the ceiling. His whole body hurt. His mind was exhausted. But something in his chest felt light. Free. For the first time since he was 20 years old, he felt free. Free from the past. Free from the weight of all his mistakes. Free from the belief that he'd always be the villain. Not a hero, not a saint. Just a man who tried. And sometimes that was enough. He fell asleep holding Danny's drawing. Stick figures on motorcycles. Good guys winning. The next morning came fast. Hawk checked himself out of the hospital against medical advice. Nurse tried to stop him. He left anyway. Wrench picked him up. You look terrible. Feel worse, let's go. They rode to the clubhouse. Already a crowd forming. News vans, cameras, people with signs. Some said, thank you, Iron Riders. Some said, heroes wear leather. One said, my daughter is safe because of you. Hawk's chest tightened. They pulled into the lot. More bikes than he'd ever seen. Every club from yesterday, plus new ones. Riders from 3 states who'd heard the story and wanted to show support. Must have been 200 bikes, 200 people who believed. Inside the clubhouse was packed, standing room only. Barnes was there. Rick and his family. Teachers from the school. Parents. Civilians. Cops. Everyone. The reporter set up her camera. We're going live in 5 minutes. Ready? No, but let's do it anyway. 5 minutes later, the red light came on. Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Chen reporting live from the Iron Riders Motorcycle Club, where Jake Morrison is about to address the public for the first time since yesterday's dramatic rescue. Mr. Morrison. Hawk stepped forward, every eye on him. He took a breath. My name is Jake Morrison, 52 years old, convicted felon, 2 prison sentences, lifetime of violence and mistakes. Not a hero, not a good man, just a man trying to be better than his past. 3 days ago, a little girl ran to me crying that someone took her brother. I could have ignored her, could have walked away, called the cops and let them handle it. That would have been the safe thing, the smart thing. But I didn't, because that little girl looked at me like I was someone who could help, and I wanted to be that person, even though I knew it might cost me everything. He paused, looked around the room. Since then, I've been shot at. beaten, threatened, lost friends, almost died twice, and I'd do it all again. Because Danny Coleman is alive. Because Jenna got her brother back. Because sometimes the only thing standing between evil and innocent people is someone willing to say no. We're not heroes, the Iron Riders, the Road Kings, the Night Wolves, all of us who rode. We're just people who decided that protecting kids matters more than protecting ourselves. And I'm here to tell everyone watching that you can do the same. You don't need a motorcycle, don't need a leather vest, don't need to be tough or fearless. You just need to care, need to stand up, need to refuse to look away when bad things happen. Because that's how we win. Not through violence, not through revenge, through ordinary people doing extraordinary things, through communities uniting, through refusing to accept that evil always wins. He pulled out his phone, showed Danny's drawing to the camera. This is what matters. Kid drawing pictures of heroes. Kid believing that good guys exist. Kid sleeping safe at night because someone chose to protect him. That's all we did. We chose. We stood up. We refused to quit. And you can too. So to everyone watching, to every parent, every teacher, every person who's scared or angry or tired of feeling helpless, stand up, speak out, protect the vulnerable, be the person someone calls when they're in trouble, be the hero your community needs. You don't have to be perfect, don't have to have all the answers, you just have to try. He looked directly at the camera. And if an old broken-down biker with a criminal record can make a difference, then anyone can. Thank you. Silence. Then applause. Starting slow. Building. Until the whole room was on their feet, clapping. Rick Coleman stood up. I want to say something. The reporter turned the camera to him. 3 years ago, I testified against Marcus Santana. Put him in prison. Thought that was the end. Thought my family would be safe. But they found us. They came for my kids, and the police couldn't stop them. His voice cracked. But Jake Morrison could. Jake and his brothers. They risked everything. Fought when they could have run. Stood between evil and my babies. And they won. People are going to say they're criminals. Going to say they broke laws. Going to say we shouldn't celebrate vigilantes. But I'm telling you right now, those men saved my children's lives, and I will defend them until my last breath. More applause. A teacher stood. I work at Millbrook Elementary. 43 students in my class. When I heard the serpents were threatening our school, I was terrified. But then I heard about the bikers, about ordinary men standing up, and I felt hope. Yesterday, those same bikers put themselves between danger and our children. They didn't have to. Nobody forced them. First, they chose, and that choice saved lives. One by one, people stood, shared stories, expressed gratitude. Parents whose kids felt safer, workers whose businesses weren't targets anymore, cops who'd been afraid to stand up to serpent corruption, all of them united by one thing, belief that change was possible. The press conference lasted 2 hours, questions and answers, stories and tears, connection and community. When it finally ended, Hawk was exhausted, emotionally drained. He stepped outside for air, found Tomahawk waiting. Hell of a speech, Morrison. Thanks. Mean it. You changed something today. Changed how people see us, see all bikers. That was the point. Tomahawk extended his hand. Road Kings, officially calling off our beef with Iron Riders. Clean slate. Fresh start. Hawk shook it. Appreciated. More than that. We're putting the word out. Any club messes with Iron Riders, they mess with us. You got our protection. You don't have to. Yeah, we do. Because what you did matters. And we're done pretending it doesn't. Other club leaders came over, one by one pledging support. Ending old rivalries. Building new alliances. All because of 3 days. 3 days of choosing right over easy. Barnes appeared at Hawk's elbow. Got news. Good or bad? Depends. Mayor wants to give you a commendation. Key to the city. Public ceremony. That's insane. That's politics. You're popular now. Mayor wants to ride that wave. I don't want awards. Just want to live quiet. Too late. You're a symbol now. Hope, change, redemption. People need that. People need to find it in themselves, not in some beat-up biker. Barnes smiled. Maybe, but you showed them it's possible. That's worth something. Hawk's phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. He opened it warily. Photo of Viper in federal holding, orange jumpsuit, hands cuffed, looking small and defeated. Below it, justice. Finally, thank you for making this possible. The witness, Hawk showed Barnes. Your mysterious hacker friend. Yeah, think we'll ever know who they are? Probably not. Some heroes work in shadows. Like us. You're not in shadows anymore, Hawk. You're out front, leading, showing people the way. Don't want to lead, just want to live. Then live loudly, live honestly, live in a way that shows people change is real. That's how you lead now. She walked away to talk to other cops. Hawk stood alone in the parking lot, 200 bikes around him, 200 people who'd chosen courage. Wrench came over, handed him a beer. To what? Wrench asked. To surviving. That's it. Just surviving. Hawk thought about it. About Danny and Jenna safe. About Viper behind bars. About communities united. About second chances. No, he said. To living. Actually living. Not just existing. Not just getting by. But living for something bigger than ourselves. Wrench smiled. I'll drink to that. They clinked bottles. Around them, the party started. Bikers and civilians mixing, sharing stories, building bridges. Hawk watched it all, felt something settle in his chest. This was it. The moment everything changed. Not just for him, for everyone. Proof that people could grow, could evolve, could choose to be better. His phone rang. Rick Coleman. Hawk, the kids want to know if you'll come to Danny's birthday party next month. They're insisting. Won't take no for an answer. Hawk smiled. Tell them yes, I'll be there. Thank you. For everything. For being the man they needed. The man we all needed. Just did what felt right. That's what makes it matter. Hawk hung up, looked at the sky. Clear blue. No clouds. For the first time in 30 years, he felt clean, unburdened, free from the weight of who he'd been. Not because he'd erased the past, because he'd built something better on top of it. Wrench raised his bottle. What you thinking, boss? Thinking we did good. Thinking maybe we get to keep doing good. Thinking maybe that's enough. More than enough, brother. More than enough. They drank, watched the sun start to set. Watched people laugh and connect and believe. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new threats, new chances to fail or succeed. But today, they'd won. Not just against Viper, against the lie that people can't change, against the belief that mistakes define you forever, against the darkness. Today, light won, and Hawk Morrison, former convict, former outlaw, former villain, got to be part of it. Got to show the world that redemption was real, that second chances mattered, that even the worst of us could become the best of us if we just tried. He looked at Danny's drawing still folded in his pocket. Stick figures on motorcycles. Good guys winning. Yeah, that was worth everything. 3 weeks passed like a fever dream. Hawk couldn't walk through Millbrook without someone stopping him, shaking his hand, thanking him, asking for photos, made him uncomfortable. All of it. He was at the grocery store buying coffee when it happened again. Excuse me, are you Jake Morrison, young woman, maybe 25, holding a baby? Yeah, that's me. I just wanted to say thank you. My sister's kids go to Millbrook Elementary. They could have been hurt if you hadn't stopped those men. So thank you. She walked away before he could respond. Hawk stood there holding his coffee, feeling the weight of what they'd done, what it meant. His phone rang. Barnes. City council meetings tonight. You coming? Do I have to? Mayor's unveiling the community partnership program. Your idea, remember motorcycle clubs partnering with schools and neighborhoods. You should be there. It wasn't my idea. Was yours. I suggested it. You made it possible. Big difference. Hawk sighed. What time? 7. Don't be late. She hung up. Hawk paid for his coffee, drove to the clubhouse, found Wrench working on a bike, Tank rebuilding an engine, Diesel organizing parts, normal stuff. Almost made him forget everything that happened. Almost. Boss, we got a situation, Tank said, looking up. What kind? Good kind. 3 local businesses want to hire iron riders for security. 2 schools want us to do motorcycle safety presentations. And some nonprofit wants us to mentor at-risk youth. Hawk blinked. You serious? Dead serious. We went from town menace to community asset in 3 weeks. It's surreal. What'd you tell them? Told them I'd ask you. Hawk thought about it. About staying busy. About doing good. About proving the change was real. Tell them yes, we'll do all of it. Even the mentoring boss were not exactly role models. We're exactly role models. We're proof you can screw up and still fix it. Kids need to see that. Wrench grinned. Look at you. Going all inspirational. Shut up and help me pick a shirt for tonight. Council meeting. What, you own more than one shirt? Smartass. That night, Hawk stood in City Hall wearing his cleanest jeans and a button-down Wrench loaned him. Felt like a costume. The council chamber was packed. Every seat taken. Standing room only. Mayor Reynolds called the meeting to order. Before we begin regular business, I'd like to address a matter of community importance. 3 weeks ago, our town faced a crisis. Criminal elements threatened our children, our families, our safety. She looked directly at Hawk. But ordinary citizens stood up. Motorcycle clubs we'd previously viewed with suspicion became our protectors. Led by Jake Morrison, these men risked everything to save innocent lives. Applause. Hawk wanted to disappear. Tonight, we're formalizing a partnership. The Millbrook Community Alliance, a program where local motorcycle clubs work with police schools and neighborhoods to improve safety and build bridges. More applause. Mr. Morrison, would you come up here, please? Hawk reluctantly walked to the podium. Mayor handed him a plaque. On behalf of Millbrook, we thank you for your service, for your courage, for showing us that redemption is real. The crowd stood, clapping, some crying. Hawk looked at all these faces, people who used to fear him, now celebrating him. I don't deserve this, he said into the microphone. What we did wasn't special, was just right. Anyone would have done the same. But they didn't, a voice called from the crowd. Rick Coleman standing. You did. When it mattered most, you stood up. That deserves recognition. Rick's right, another voice. The teacher from Millbrook Elementary. My students drew pictures of you. They dress up as bikers for Halloween now. You gave them heroes they can see themselves in. Regular people who chose courage. One by one, people stood, shared how the rescue impacted them, how it changed their view of bikers, of second chances, of community. A former gang member talked about how Hawk's story inspired him to go straight. A single mom explained how she felt safer knowing the clubs were watching out for kids. A teenager said he wanted to be like Hawk when he grew up. Hawk's throat tightened. This was too much, too big. He wasn't ready for this. But then he saw Jenna and Danny in the 3rd row, both smiling, both safe, and he remembered why any of it mattered. Thank you, he said quiet. All of you, for giving us a chance to prove we changed, for seeing past our mistakes to who we're trying to be. That's all anyone can ask for. He stepped down, walked back to his seat beside Barnes. She leaned over. You did good. Felt terrifying. Best things usually do. The meeting continued. Council voted unanimously to approve the partnership program. Allocated funding. Designated resources. It was real. Actually happening. After the meeting, people swarmed Hawk. Handshakes. Photos. Questions. He answered patiently. Smiled when appropriate. Played the role. But inside he felt the weight, the pressure, The expectation that he'd always be this person, this hero. What if he messed up? What if he failed? What if people discovered he was just a broken man, faking it? You okay? Wrench appeared at his elbow. Yeah, just overwhelmed. Welcome to fame, brother. It's exhausting. They slipped out a side door, walked to their bikes in the parking lot, found Danny Coleman waiting. He held up a gift bag. Mom said to give you this. Hawk took it, opened it. Inside a photo frame. Picture of all of them at Danny's birthday party last week. Hawk surrounded by kids, actually smiling. Below it, an engraved plate, to Jake Morrison, the hero who kept his promise. With love, the Coleman family. Hawk stared at it, couldn't speak. Danny looked up at him. Are you crying? No, kid, just got something in my eye. Mom says it's okay for tough guys to cry. Says it means you have a big heart. Your mom's pretty smart. I know. That's why I listened to her. Danny smiled. She also said to tell you that you changed our lives, and we're never going to forget what you did. Just kept a promise, Danny. Nothing special. Mom says keeping promises is the most special thing there is. The kid hugged him and ran back to his parents' car. Hawk watched them drive away. Family intact. Safe. Happy. Worth it. All of it worth it. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. Not again. He answered cautiously. Yeah. Mr. Morrison. This is Agent Chen, FBI. I need to speak with you about the Serpent case. Hawk's stomach dropped. What about it? Can you come to our field office tomorrow 9 a.m.? It's important. Am I in trouble? No, actually the opposite. We need your help with something. Can't discuss over the phone. I'll be there. He hung up, looked at Wrench. FBI wants to meet tomorrow. That's not ominous at all. Yeah. They rode back to the clubhouse in silence, Hawk's mind racing. What could the FBI want? Was this about the leaks? About Viper? About something new? That night he barely slept, kept thinking about federal agents, about courtrooms, about prison. He'd been free for 3 years. Didn't want to go back. Morning came too fast. Hawk drove to the FBI field office, checked in at security, got escorted to a conference room. Agent Chen was waiting. Woman in her 40s. Professional. No nonsense. Mr. Morrison, thank you for coming. Not like I had a choice. She smiled slightly. You always have a choice. That's what makes what you did remarkable. She opened a laptop, turned it toward him. We've been investigating the Serpents for 6 years. Had undercover agents, wiretaps, surveillance, gathered evidence on 17 murders, 8 kidnappings, countless drug and weapons charges. Okay. But we could never make anything stick. Witnesses disappeared. Evidence got lost. Cases fell apart. The Serpents had too much power, too many connections. Where's this going? Then you happened, you and your clubs. You did in 3 days what we couldn't do in 6 years. You exposed them, stopped them, broke their power. We got lucky. No, you were brave. There's a difference. Agent Chen pulled up files. The evidence your anonymous hacker leaked. We've verified all of it. It's enough to put Viper away for life, plus 17 of his top lieutenants. We're dismantling the entire organization. That's great, but why am I here? Because Viper's not the only criminal enterprise in this region. There are others. Gangs, traffickers, corrupt officials. And they all saw what happened. They saw ordinary citizens stand up and win. She looked at him directly. You scared them, Mr. Morrison. You proved that communities can fight back, that corruption doesn't always win. And now they're scrambling, making mistakes, getting sloppy. So what do you want from me? We want you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep building community partnerships. Keep showing people they have power. Keep being visible. You want me to be bait. We want you to be a symbol. There's a difference. Hawk sat back, processed this. You're asking me to paint a target on my back, make myself a threat to every criminal in the state. We're asking you to keep living your life, keep helping people, keep proving change is possible. But yes, there's risk. These organizations don't forget, don't forgive. And if they come after me, we protect you. Full surveillance, regular check-ins, immediate response if there's a threat. For how long? As long as necessary. Could be months, could be years. Hawk thought about it. About living under FBI protection. About constant danger. About never really being free. Then he thought about Jenna and Danny. About other kids in danger. About communities suffering under criminal control. If I say yes, what exactly am I agreeing to? Continue the community partnership program. Stay visible. Work with local law enforcement. Report anything suspicious. And let us use your success as a blueprint for other communities. You want to replicate this in other cities? Yes, we think what happened in Millbrook can happen anywhere. Ordinary citizens standing up, building bridges between law enforcement and communities, creating accountability. And if it doesn't work, if people get hurt, then we adjust. But doing nothing isn't an option. These criminal organizations are growing, getting bolder. Someone needs to push back. Why me? Because you're credible. You're not a politician, not a cop. You're a former criminal who chose to change. People trust that, believe in that. Hawk stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the city. 3 weeks ago, he'd just wanted peace, wanted quiet, wanted to live without the weight of his past. Now the FBI wanted him to be some kind of symbol, some kind of leader in a fight bigger than himself. Can I think about it? Of course, but Mr. Morrison, you're already a symbol whether you agree or not. The question is whether you want to be an intentional one. Hawk left the FBI office with his head spinning, drove back to the clubhouse, found all his brothers waiting. Well, Wrench asked, what did they want? Hawk explained everything. The investigation, the request, the risk. When he finished, silence. Then Tank spoke. So they want us to keep being visible, keep helping communities, keep proving bikers can be good guys. Basically. And in exchange, we get federal protection and the chance to actually make a difference long term. Yeah, I'm in. Me too, Diesel said. One by one they committed, all 13 Iron Riders. You sure? Hawk asked. This isn't just about us anymore. This is about becoming targets for every criminal organization in the region. We've been targets before, boss, Big Mo said. At least this time it's for something that matters. Hawk looked at these men, his brothers, who'd followed him through hell and back, who'd chosen courage over safety again and again. All right then, we do this. We build something bigger than ourselves. We show the world that change is possible. One condition, Wrench said. What? We do it together. All of us. No solo hero bullshit. We're brothers. We rise together or not at all. Deal. They shook on it, sealed it, committed to something they barely understood but knew was right. That night, Hawk called Agent Chen, told her yes. Good, she said. We'll start coordinating tomorrow. Welcome to the team, Mr. Morrison. One question. Yes. The anonymous hacker, the witness. You know who they are. Long pause. Off the record. Off the record. We have suspicions. Someone close to the serpents. Someone with access. Someone who lost everything to them. But you're not looking for them. Why would we? They're doing good work. Sometimes justice comes from unexpected places. Hawk smiled. Yeah, sometimes it does. Over the next month, things moved fast. The community partnership program launched. Iron Riders started doing school presentations, security work, mentoring. Other clubs joined. Road Kings, Night Wolves, Grave Riders, all working together. Media covered everything. National news picked up the story. Former outlaws become community heroes. How one town transformed its relationship with bikers. The Millbrook Miracle. Requests came from other cities. Portland, Denver, Phoenix, all wanting to know how to replicate the program. Hawk did interviews, shared lessons, told the story again and again. And through it all, Viper sat in federal detention, awaiting trial. His empire crumbling, his power gone. Justice, real justice. 6 weeks after the rescue, Hawk got a call. "Mr. Morrison, this is Linda Santana, Viper's sister. What do you want?" "To talk, face to face. I'm at the courthouse. Can you meet me?" "Why would I do that?" "Because I have information. About my brother, about the serpents, about things that could help a lot of people." "Tell the FBI. I tried. They don't believe me. Think I'm playing games. But you might listen." Hawk almost said no, almost hung up. But something in her voice, desperation, fear. 30 minutes, courthouse steps. You try anything, I walk. Agreed. Hawk called Barnes, told her the situation. "I'm coming with you," she said. "Not necessary." "Non-negotiable. Linda Santana is dangerous. You don't meet her alone." 28 minutes later, they stood on the courthouse steps. Linda appeared, alone, no bodyguards, looking tired. "Thank you for coming," she said to Hawk. "Make it quick. My brother's going to prison. We both know that. The evidence is overwhelming. He's done. Good. But the serpents are bigger than Marcus. There are other leaders, other chapters, and they're planning something." "Planning what? Retaliation against you, against the Coleman family, against everyone who helped put Marcus away." Hawk's blood went cold. "When? I don't know, but soon. They're bringing in people from out of state, professional hitters. This isn't gang violence. This is execution." "Why are you telling me this?" Linda's eyes filled. "Because I'm tired. Tired of the violence. Tired of the fear. Tired of watching people die for pride and power. Your brother kidnapped children. I know, and I defended him because he's family. But seeing those kids terrified, seeing what we've become, I can't do it anymore." She pulled out a flash drive. "Everything's on here. Names, locations, timelines, plans. Give it to the FBI. Stop them before more people get hurt." Barnes took the drive. "If this is a trick, it's not. I'm done. With all of it. With the serpents. With the life. I just want out." She walked away. Hawk and Barnes stood there, flash drive in hand. "Think it's real?" Barnes asked. "Only one way to find out." They drove to the FBI field office, gave Agent Chen the drive. She analyzed it, called in analysts. 3 hours later, she had answers. It's legitimate. Names match known serpent associates. Locations check out. Timelines make sense. So it's real. They're planning attacks. Yes. Coordinated hits across 3 states, targeting you, the Coleman family, witnesses from the trial. They're trying to send a message. When? This weekend, Saturday night. Multiple simultaneous strikes. Can you stop them? With this information, yes, we can intercept, make arrests before they move. Relief flooded Hawk. But Mr. Morrison, you need to understand something. This doesn't end the threat. The serpents will keep trying. Keep coming after you. This is now a permanent risk. So what do I do? You live your life. You trust us to handle the threats. And you keep doing the work that matters. That Saturday night, Hawk sat in a safe house with his brothers, FBI outside, waiting. At 8 p.m., Agent Chen called. We got them, all of them. 18 arrests, 6 weapon seizures. The attacks are stopped. Everyone exhaled. You're safe, Mr. Morrison. For now. For now. That's all any of us get. Now, today, this moment. She was right. Hawk thanked her, hung up, looked at his brothers. It's over, this round anyway. To victory. Wrench raised a beer. To survival, Hawk corrected. To brotherhood, Tank added. They drank, celebrated, lived, because that's all you could do. Live, in the moments between dangers, in the spaces between fights. 1 week later, Hawk stood at Millbrook Elementary. 200 kids in the auditorium, teachers and parents watching. He held up a helmet. Anyone know what this is? Hands shot up. A motorcycle helmet, kids shouted. That's right. And why do we wear helmets? Safety. Exactly. Safety. Because protecting yourself matters. Protecting others matters. Making smart choices matters. For an hour, he talked about motorcycle safety, about choices, about how everyone makes mistakes, but everyone gets chances to fix them. Kids listened, actually listened. After the presentation, a boy approached, maybe 10. Mr. Morrison, my dad says you used to be bad, but now you're good. Is that true? Hawk knelt down, eye level. Yeah, kid, that's true. I made a lot of mistakes, hurt people, did things I'm not proud of. But you changed. I'm trying to change. Every day. It's not easy, but it's worth it. My dad's in jail. Mom says he made bad choices. Do you think he can change too? Hawk's heart broke. I think anyone can change if they want to, if they try, if they believe it's possible. Will you tell him that when you visit people in jail, you want me to visit your dad? The boy nodded, handed him a piece of paper with a name and facility. Tell him Jake says we can all be better. Tell him someone believes in him. Hawk took the paper. I'll tell him, kid. I promise. The boy smiled, ran back to his class. Hawk stood there, paper in hand, feeling the weight of it. This was his life now, carrying messages of hope, being proof that change was real. It was terrifying, and beautiful, and exhausting, and worth it. Barnes appeared beside him. You okay? Yeah. Just realizing I'm never getting out of this. Getting out of what? Being the guy people look to. The symbol. The proof. That's what you signed up for. I know. Still hits different when a 10-year-old asks you to save his dad. So, will you visit the dad? Hawk looked at the paper, at the name, at the hope a kid was placing in him. Yeah, I will. Because someone once believed I could change. Least I can do is pass that on. 3 months after the rescue, Viper's trial began. Hawk testified, told the truth. All of it. The jury deliberated 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Life in prison. No parole. When the verdict was read, Hawk felt nothing. No joy, no satisfaction. Just tired acceptance. Justice was done. But the work wasn't finished. That night he stood on the clubhouse roof, looking at Millbrook, at the town that had transformed from fearing them to trusting them. Wrench joined him. Penny, for your thoughts. Just thinking about how strange life is. 3 months ago we were flipping burgers trying to prove we weren't monsters. Now we're community partners, mentors, symbols of redemption. You regret it? No, but I'm exhausted. Being a hero's tiring. I'm not a hero, Wrench. I'm just a guy who made a promise to a scared little girl and kept it. That's what heroes do, boss. They keep promises. Hawk smiled. Jenna said the same thing. Smart kid. They stood in comfortable silence. Brothers, friends, men who'd walked through fire together. What happens now? Wrench asked. We keep going, keep building, keep proving change is real. For how long? Forever. Or until we can't anymore, whichever comes first. I'm good with that. Me too. Below them, Millbrook lived. Families safe, kids playing, communities healing. All because 13 men chose courage over comfort, chose others over themselves, chose to be better than their worst days. Hawk thought about the question he'd asked himself 3 months ago. Could the villains become heroes? He still didn't know, but they'd become something. Something that mattered, something that helped. And maybe that was better than being heroes. Maybe being human was enough. Being flawed and trying, being broken and healing, being afraid and brave anyway. His phone buzzed. Text from Jenna. Thank you for keeping your promise. You're my hero forever. Love, Jenna. Attached another crayon drawing, this time showing Hawk surrounded by kids, all of them smiling, all of them safe. Hawk saved it, right next to all the others. Evidence that despite everything he'd done wrong, he'd done some things right. And in the end, maybe that's all anyone could ask for. the chance to do right, the opportunity to make a difference, the possibility of redemption. Hawk had that chance, had taken it, had built something beautiful from broken pieces. He looked at Wrench. "You know what, I think we're going to be okay." "Yeah, boss, I think we are." And for the first time in 30 years, Jake Morrison believed it. Believed that his past didn't define his future. Believed that change was real. Believed that even outlaws could become something worth being, not heroes, not saints. Just brothers who refused to look away when children cried for help. Brothers who kept their promises. Brothers who proved that anyone anywhere could choose courage. That was enough. That was everything. Some heroes wear badges, some wear capes, and some wear leather vests and ride motorcycles and save the world one scared child at a time.